What's going on? What's going on? How's everybody doing? Come on in, hit that like button. Let us know where you are checking in from. Let us know where you're checking in from. How you doing, Kirk? How's it going for you tonight?
Man, you know me, man. Chilling out in the state of Missouri, man. I'm over here chilling out, man. You know it is.
Okay, all right. That's what's going on. Let's see who we got in here. We got Nick in the building. James is in the building. We got Long Island in the building. Miss Red Nose Pit is in the building. Jason Brown in the building. Joe says, "What's going on, Mark and Kurt? What's going on with you, Joe?"
What's going on, Joe?
We got Alabama in the building. Man, this looks like it's like what we was talking about earlier, man. It's light, man. I don't know. I don't know. You know,
Got
tax
Young
season.
World.
Okay, young world in the building. Man, tax season over with, man. So,
Hmm.
man, I don't think a lot of people's plans went according to plan, man. We're gonna talk about
Right.
it tonight. We're gonna talk about it tonight.
Hmm. Shout out to Big Slick.
Big Slick in the building. What's Young World talking about? No, Axel's actually live right now. He's live. He's not ducking us. He's doing his own thing. You got 6 people over
Hmm.
there watching him. Maybe that's where everybody at. But come on in, come on in. Hit that like button. Let us know where you are checking in from. Let us know where you're checking in from. We're gonna talk about a couple topics tonight. We're gonna talk about box truck community versus semi truck community. As far as is it more unity? We're also going to talk about has box truck interest faded? Has box truck interest faded? Come on
Hmm.
in. Come on in. I shared the link on. Let me make sure I got it on my Instagram. Man, how you feeling, man? I see you out there training, man.
Man, I'm telling you, man. I didn't even know that today. I didn't even remember today was Monday because I'm not accustomed to run so much hours in one day. And I feel like I'm already at Wednesday. You know what I mean? Because we
Mm,
just been running. You know what I mean?
mm,
So kind of
yeah,
feels strange, but hey, we're here to put in the work, and this is what it's about. You know what I mean?
that's what's going on. How's your trainee doing out there on the road?
Yeah, he's good, man. He loves it. You know, like I said, he's looking from a different point of view when it comes on to making money, and like we talk about all the time, you know, a time is gonna come when you're really gonna have to make a decision because everything is at stake. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
All the procrastination, all the fear, all the what if, all the bunch of stories you hear, all the videos that you watch. A day is gonna come when you gotta make a decision. Is this what I'm gonna do, or I'm gonna just go back to do what I'm accustomed to do? You get what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
so he made the conscious decision. We were talking in the truck, and he said, when I was younger, he was telling me when he was younger, he didn't have a lot of self awareness. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of choices that he was making is because he didn't have a lot of self awareness. But now that he's getting older, having a child, you know, paying all these bills, he said, "Man, I discover my self awareness." You get what I'm saying? And I'm like, once you come in contact with the self awareness, it pushes you. It makes you grow. It makes you always scoping out, always elevating. You get what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
so he's just out here, man. I give him the truck, and he's just eating up the knowledge. You know what I mean? And like I said, man, as soon as we wrap up the few weeks out here with him, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean, then we're gonna make a decision if we're gonna put him in a truck or not. The goal is to put him in a truck. You get what I'm saying? Because of course, that's the plan. But as time go by, we just watch him, and then once he's ready to go, then we just move to the next level. Because me, I'm not scared. I'm not scared of stepping in anything. It's
Mm-hmm.
two things can happen, Mark. It's either you make it or you don't make it. but
Yeah.
you gonna accomplish one. But you gonna accomplish one of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yes, sir.
So
Most
that's the
definitely.
truth, man. You know.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. But I'm glad he's out there. The first step he's taking it, which is coming out there on the
Mhm.
road with you, learning. So, man,
Mhm.
it's only up for him, man. All you gotta do is stick with it and keep a positive
Mhm.
attitude, man. He'll be all right. He'll be all right. All right.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody that's coming on in. Shout out to everybody that is coming on in. Man, sound like you trying to come down with something now.
No, it's my allergy, man. My
Oh yeah, it
allergy.
is. It's allergy season. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm better since I'm over here. You know what I mean? But when I was in
hmm
PA, man, it was crazy.
It was
You
bad
know what
out
I
in
mean?
PA. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's jump into this first topic. Is it more unity in semi truck community versus the box truck community? Now,
Mhm.
this is a topic that we kind of both came up with together, but you kind of pushed it a little bit. Now, are we speaking on this from a social media influencer, YouTuber
Uh,
perspective, or just in general, just the whole culture, just the culture of the semi truck community in general versus the box truck community?
I would say just the general in general, the box truck community, because you know it's different things that make up the box truck community to where it's at right now. So I would say in general, but I mean, if we go into layers of what really make it up, then we're gonna be here all night. But from my point of view, being on the internet, watching social media and watching different podcasts, comparing the conversation that you have
Mm-hmm.
between box truck channels and semi channels, and I would even go a step further, even hot shot. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Hot shot is a little bit better than the box truck.
Mm-hmm.
uh I think one of the biggest problem with the box truck versus the trans versus semi and hot shot, I think that the box truck, it's more geared to, it's like telling people that it's like, why get a semi when you can get a box truck and make semi money? You get what I'm saying? Or why get a hot shot when you can make hot shot money with a box truck? You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sorry, make hot shot and semi money at the same time. You get what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so I think when it comes on to people promoting, this whole transportation business, and then you cut up the layers into pieces: semi,
Mm-hmm.
hot shot, box truck. Box truck is more. It's like there's a lot of lies and deception behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then the people that are, I'm not saying everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? And I'm not saying this is, there are definitely people that are genuinely trying to know, but there are some people that don't want to know because, and you can't blame the folks who don't want to know because they're going by what is being told. You
Mm-hmm.
understand what I'm saying? So I think, I would say the conflicts that's been fed towards educating people about the trucking industry, and then when you branch it off to the box truck, it's more of a hustle, versus when you go to the semi, it's more of a realistic type of deal. Or if you go to the Acha, I watched a guy the other day. He flipped over his Acha. I think it had like seven, or I'm not quite sure if it was 7 cars or 3 cars. And the support he get by posting that video, it was amazing that so many people were supporting him. And this was a
Mm-hmm.
young dude. I'm like, dude, I think he was like, I forgot the name of his channel. I would have shouted out. But he's a young guy, and he's doing his thing. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it just shows you the support versus in the box truck is like, it's no, the realness is not there. It's like, okay, let's start a business, or let's create a channel, or let's do mentorship, gear it to box truck, but let's lie to get whatever we gotta to get to the next level as a person that's giving the information. But when you go to the semi, dude in the comments, dude in the live is like, they're like, bro, like I see people rip people on a channel. Like some of the stuff they ask like some of the question they ask when we do live on Box Truck, I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
be honest with you. Like you can't even ask those questions over there in the semi. Like y'all come in here and ask about deleting death, and can you delete death from your phone, from your disk? Like you can't even ask those guys those questions. Like, what do you think about certain things? Like certain things we be playing around with over the box truck. Like those
Mm-hmm.
guys over there don't play those type of game because the risk is higher. You get what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Guys in the semi ain't gonna come on the internet tell you that I got 5 truck and I delete all my dev system. Like you get what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and then you gotta remember also the box truck, the semi community, they have a stronger communication bond with each other. What do I mean by that? Guys got CB in the car, in the truck. They're communicating. Hey man, there's an alligator in the road. I didn't know that what that mean. But buddy of mine told me. You get what I'm saying?
So alligator
Eh,
in the
eh,
road
eh,
don't mean it's an actual
uh,
alligator in the road.
no, alligator in the road mean that somebody blew their tire, like those retreaded tire, and
Uh-huh.
it come apart, and then it get
Uh-huh.
left in the road. They call that an alligator because some of them look like like an alligator. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, guys will be at a truck stop, and they'll hit you, like guys will be talking like, "Hey man, she's coming your way, but she's funky. She's funky. Hey, yellow front. She's at your door." You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Versus a box truck, that we don't have that communication going on. Nobody like, you get what I'm saying? There's no
Yeah.
like, we don't alert anyone. We don't do none of that stuff. It's like I
Right.
do my load. I'm at the truck stop. Let me go talk to my girl. I'm done. It's bedtime. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like it's crazy.
Yeah, I went on. I know you saw it. I went on Call Me Cooley's show the other day, which is a semi truck show, and like,
Mhm.
man, like you really gotta like when you going on like a semi truck, because semi truck channels, they don't, semi truckers don't like box truckers. Period. They just don't like box truckers for for a plethora of
Right.
reasons. So I knew going on that channel, I knew I had to, stand on my I had to stand on my
Mhm.
own, because if I went on that bad boy and I didn't know what I was talking about, they definitely was going to challenge me. But I didn't have any issues. So shout out to Carby Cooley. But
Mhm.
like definitely what I noticed from just watching semi truck channels, their
Mhm.
community. That there are some characters on that side on the YouTube channel that are kind of messy, but for the most part, it's a lot of unity over there. Even when I was on that panel the other day, there was like 9 other people up there, and they were all semi truck drivers, and man, they help each other out. They trade information. They don't hold anything back. And
Mhm.
um there was never a dollar amount um thrown out. Like these guys were
Mhm.
literally on a platform just exchanging information, sharing information, helping
Yep.
each other out. It's a lot more
Mhm.
unity on that side. I think a lot of it has to do with the barrier to entry being that of a CDL. There's just a
Mhm.
lot more vast amount of knowledge that comes behind being a CDL owner operator. I don't want to say they take their job a lot more serious than box truckers, but I think for
But
the most
but they
part, the
do.
majority of them, yeah. So for the most part, and this is why I
Mhm.
want to phrase it correctly because I don't want to offend anybody. If the shoe don't fit, don't put it on. But for the most
Mhm.
part, the vast majority of them, if you take the complete number of semi truck drivers and the complete number of box truck drivers, the percentage of semi truck drivers that take being a CDL owner operator serious is going to be a lot higher than the box truck drivers. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mm-hmm.
it's something that I'm pretty sure both me and you can agree on. In the past couple of years, a lot of people that have entered into this space didn't enter it with the frame of mind of being a business person. Yeah, they coined themselves, they call themselves business person, but in actuality, just judging by some of the you know the stuff that we've seen over the course of the past 12 months, it was just a lot of people that was just running it like a hustle, and
And,
still are. Go ahead.
and let me tell you, why on the semi there's more unity, and why they take it more serious versus on the box truck.
Mm-hmm.
And you know this, so but for the audience, I'm gonna tell you why. See, when you're gonna buy a semi,
Mm-hmm.
there are a certain requirement, and a matter of fact, not just regular requirement. There's a high standard of requirement that you gotta meet,
Mm-hmm.
and that standard and that requirement start from you attending a school. You get what I'm saying? So one of the thing with box truck is you don't really need anything. You get what I'm saying? And that's why so many people fail in the pandemic, because to get in a semi, first you have to be qualified. You get what I'm saying? You have to
Mm-hmm.
be qualified, meaning that you have to know your truck. You have to take a test, a written test. You get what I'm saying? All these studies that you got to do. So with that bar already put high, when a guy actually goes out to spend $7,000, like what is required now to get a CDL, he's not gonna be joking around and playing games and confused about what he wants to do. Versus when someone just have a regular license and can sit 6 months and just pang pang back and forth. Like, you get what? Like, you don't buy these trucks. Like, you always find people buy a box truck and have it sit down and be like, I'm trying to find some contract. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. Like, when you buy one of these semi, it's $3,700 for the head. You get what I'm saying? We're talking about another $2,000 for insurance. So you are $5,700 in 1 month. You get what I'm saying? And so guys like those who spend that kind of money, you find that they're more hungry. They're more on top of the game. They're more take it serious. You get what I'm saying? You will find guys out here with their girl. They find guys out here with their wife. They send their wife to get the license so they can do teams. The girl get the license, they do teams. They have, before they even leave the schools, they're building bonds and relationship with other guys that they can further on later on network with. You get what I'm saying? But in the box truck, you don't really find that. You find like everybody's like on their own, doing their own thing. I when I started my channel, I put seven. I talk about this all the time. I put seven box truck people together.
Mm-hmm.
Seven of them. You can ask Tony. You can ask Serious Lane. Seven of them in a group chat. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And when I tell you, it never even lasts 3 months. You see what I'm saying? It never lasts 3 months because the unity is not there. You know many guys. I was talking to Terrence. He got 3 or 4 people that he was in the class with that he still got their number.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna work for this company. So when you pass the test, bro, hit me up and I'll try to get you in. Or let me know if you pass. You know what I mean? All right, man, you pass. Yeah, all right, bro, good. What's up? Will you know what I mean? It starts from there, and people. It's more. I guess because what I'm trying to say is when you spend your money up front, I think that you take it way more serious. I think that if a lot of people were spending to get a Class B license that is required to buy a box truck, a lot more successful box truck driver would have been out here. But
Mm-hmm.
when you can just sit down and just like, I, you have the whole entire world to make up your mind versus a
Mm,
guy that just spent 7 grand. You get what I'm saying? And then another $1,500. Terrence tell me he spent $1,500 in equipment, gloves. You gotta have a certain outdoor gear. You gotta have a certain shoes, helmet, vest. You get what I'm saying? You
mm,
take it more serious, and that's why when you go on the channel, they don't play games. Like it's not a joke. You get what I'm saying? Like you were on the channel, and the guy that was hosting the show, he was telling you the system he used and how he set his drivers up and how he pays his driver. And every
mm,
driver's in a contract. I talk about that on my channel. He said, you ask him. He said, oh, no, I don't do anything without contract. I
mm.
never
Yeah,
do anything without contract. Remember?
yeah,
And
yeah. I was
then
talking.
you
Mm.
find guys in a box truck. They put somebody in a box truck and they pay them by
Cash
Venmo,
app.
Cash App, Zelle. You get what I'm saying? And it's not the
Hmm.
same. But you find that a lot of limited information is given out because of the standard that a lot of people set for themselves coming in the business. And it's never going to change. I don't ever see it changing anytime soon.
Yeah. Yeah. It's probably not going to change. That barrier to entry is a huge component on why I think the seesaw is just so unbalanced.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Mm-hmm.
just on that side. It's just they don't leave no stone unturned when it comes to taking care of their business. I think when I was on that panel, it was one guy that was on that panel that didn't have his business structured. He was running his truck as a sole proprietor, and
Mm-hmm.
they jumped on him immediately, and he said, "Man, yeah, I'm gonna go
Mm-hmm.
take care of that. I'm gonna go get an LLC and structure the business the correct way." But yeah, man, like when I was talking to him and I was asking him questions about about damn, what did I ask him when I went on there? I
You
asked him,
ask him if he do contract non compete
yeah,
contract.
non compete, yeah, and because I
Mm-hmm.
normally do non competes for 1 year, and he was like, no, I do mine for 3 years.
For
So
three
not only
years.
right, so not only are they on top of their business, like man, they shrewd on that side. So the whole
Yeah.
purpose of talking about this topic and just doing this comparison and contrast is really to engage you guys as far as being in on the box truck side. I don't want to call you box truckers, but being business owners on the box truck
Mm-hmm.
side, kind of engage you guys that if you're not taking your box truck business serious, like you really need to take this serious. And like I just like man, like I talk to Kirk all the time. It's just like man, like I'm ready to really like I'm about ready to just say, I don't want to do no more coaching.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about it because man, I just feel like a lot of the like man, like the questions, like you can't go like how you said over there on that side and ask certain questions. You know what I'm saying? Like some of
Mm-hmm.
the questions I feel like, and there's a saying that no question is a bad question, but man, a lot of stuff comes with research. I feel like, you shouldn't be asking me questions like, well, man, after I get my DOT, what's next? Like it's certain things that if you create a business
Mm-hmm.
plan, because now what I'm starting to do is when people ask me certain questions, if they're like primary grade school questions and like box truck interpretation. So like you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
say
Mm-hmm.
primary, intermediate, advanced. So if it's a primary like box truck question, something I feel like Google could answer, or if you have a business plan, like if you're telling me you're at intermediate level, but you're asking me primary questions. To me, that means you don't have a business plan. So the first thing I'm asking people now is, do you have a business plan? Of course, people are going to say, most of them are going to say, yeah, but really a lot of them they don't have a plan. So then I hit you with
Right.
this where I hit them at, because if they ask me a certain type of question, and it pertains to, I'll be like, man, what is your market analysis? What was in your market analysis? What was in your competitive analysis? And then they just stop responding.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
man, I don't have time to play games. You know what I'm saying? I don't have time to waste. Like if I'm taking time out my day to respond, because a lot of people will hit me up and think they can like really strategize with me through a DM and want to have these Bible long um conversations back and forth. But look, I haven't responded. I just started responding to message today. I've been sick for five
Mhm.
days. You see what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
people want to go back and forth. And a lot of this information, I feel like, man, this is primary information that you should know. You shouldn't be asking me about contracts or things like this, that, and the third. And you're not even to that level yet. You need to be building out your plan, right? So I don't want to talk on an intermediate going into an advanced level when you haven't done all the necessary primary steps yet.
Mhm.
Because now I'm gonna start questioning you, and then that's how I get people up, just get them up off me, because they can't answer those
And
questions.
and I want to double back on what you said when you asked the guy about the contract.
Mm-hmm.
You notice his response. He said, "Oh no, you said you do 1 year, and you tell him
Mm-hmm.
that he don't play." He said, "Oh man, you don't play around." He said, "No, bro, I don't play." And then he said to you, "But nobody never play with me." And then
Mm-hmm.
remember what he said? He said, "I build this thing up from the scratch, so I gotta protect it." That's
Mm-hmm.
another problem with the box truck. Like, people are not building anything, much less to build it and then turn around to protect it. It's like kind of just out here doing whatever. You get what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So there's no structure. Like you said, there's no business plan. There's no financial plan. There's no what if the driver leave the truck on the side of the road? You know what I mean? I mean, me and Tony went and pick up a load out of a box truck in Houston a few months ago. The guy leave the truck at a Love truck stop, fly back to New York. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The owner had to fly from where he was to come and get his truck, and I think Love gave him 24 hours to come and get his truck because he was sitting out there unattended. So you got people that if they got a motor blowed, it put them out of business. If you got a transmission out, you out of business. Like, you get what I'm saying? There's no
Yeah.
structure, and so when you come on the semi side, I was at a we was pumping gas today, and we were cleaning the windshield, me and Terrence, and I was telling Terrence to open the hood. You know what I mean? And a guy just come by. I was trying to pull the hood down, but he wasn't pulling the right latch. So I was out there trying to pull, but he wasn't pulling the right thing. Old guy. He said, "Hey man, you want me to give you a hand?" You get what I'm saying? It,
Mm-hmm.
it but it just shows you that even the thought of a semi driver just saying something to you. I went to pick up a load and my landing gear was stuck. I got two guys came and they were trying to like, "Oh man, drop your hair truck, let the air out of your truck, out of the tractor. Do this, do that." And that's how I get free. You get what I'm saying? But in the box truck, you don't find that. And I think mainly because of the support system that is instituted from generation of big truckers, because this whole box truck thing, it just it blow up, really blow up when the pandemic. But if you go back in time, when I first came out here, half the people that out here were out here, man. OTR was not a big thing in box truck.
Mm-mm.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-mm.
And so
Nope.
this is why the unity is the bond and everything is stronger in the semi. Now I want to touch back on something you were talking about with the same live that you were on. That
Mm-hmm.
guy dropped the link. You
Mm-hmm.
get what I'm saying? And you got a
Yeah.
flux of people coming in. Even the guy that came and didn't ask a question, he said, "Man, I'm just here to show my love. I'm a support." Yo, what was the guy named Coley or whatever?
Call me Cooley. Yeah. Call me Cooley.
Yeah. And he was like, "Yo, man, I watch you all the time. Love and support, man. I just want to jump in here. You drop your link in a live, you'll
Mm-hmm.
get nobody. Ain't nobody come on." They're like, well, yeah, okay. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And
Yeah.
sometimes people don't understand. It's not that we're asking it, but it's just a thought. It's just to show you
Mm-hmm.
that I drop the link and say I'm giving away something, and it's like people emailing me. You drop the
Mm-hmm.
link and you say I'm gonna ask the question. It's like the support is not there. I don't know if it's fair. I don't know if people scared. I don't know what it is, but
But
those little things that people push to the side over the semi goes a long way. And that guy, you know what I mean? It's crazy, but yeah, it is.
yeah, because at one point it was 10 people up
That's what
there
I'm
that clicked
saying.
the link. 10 people on the screen. I'm like, wow, wow. You know what I'm saying? So like the support. Even when I look at other channels, I look at all channels. I look at the black truck channels. I look at the messy one. I even look at the country hillbilly truckers, the regular redneck truckers. I watch those channels, and
Mhm. Mhm.
even still on the country boys trucking YouTube channels, uh, uh, the support is there. You got truckers
Mhm.
calling in,
Mhm.
and granted, the truckers, they're in their truck. A lot of them are, well, for the most part, some of them are driving. A lot of them may be on their break. They're sitting at a truck station. So YouTube is their entertainment. But there's box
Mhm.
truckers that are pulled over that are at Love's or at Flying J or at a Pilot somewhere in their truck, and they're watching
You
too.
mean
But
wait? No, no, no. Let me reframe that for you. There's box truckers that their broker let them sit at a truck stop for 4 days.
okay,
You get what I'm saying? Like
okay,
literally 4 days, and you would keep alive, and it will still not support you in terms of, like, even if it's to come on and hit the like button
mm,
or say, Mark, what's up? It's like you know what I'm saying? And it just shows you that a lot of our mindset towards just us as a people and in general doing business, it gotta change. You get what I'm saying? It gotta
mm-hmm,
change. These guys, you were talking to these guys. Go back, man. I think you should review his video. You go and watch this guy video.
mm-hmm.
Like, these
Let me see
guys
if I
were
can pull
so
it up.
serious. Like, it's not even no joke. It was. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm,
And it just show you the amount of love and support that you would get from those guys. And like I said, most of these guys got a CB. You get what I'm saying? I learned
mm-hmm,
about the weight station app from truckers out here, from semi truckers.
mm-hmm,
You know when the weight station open, you know when it closed. You get what I'm saying? I know certain gas apps, certain gas station locations, certain cheap gas locations. You get what I'm saying? All from semi. You get what I'm saying? But then when you find a box truck driver, it's like, yeah, Amazon is buying 50 trucks, but they're gonna fail. You get what I'm saying? Are you with your one truck gonna be the one to save the world? Like, stupid stuff
right,
like that. You get what I'm saying?
yeah,
It's crazy. But I don't know, man. I can just tell you it's never gonna change. I'm not gonna say it's never gonna change because it can change, but
mm-hmm,
we as a people and as a community gotta work together. And like you said, these guys weren't selling no information; they were giving out information. You get what I'm saying?
mm-hmm,
And that's another thing on the box truck side too. It's like some of the time I feel like they feel like in the box truck community, like, if you're not selling them something, you're not being genuine or real, or I don't know what it is, man. I don't know. But yeah, that's it. Go ahead, play it.
yeah. I'm gonna play some of it. Hold on. Look how many people are up here. Look how
Yeah, just
all
play
truckers.
play that. Just play that little part right there.
That shit kind of had my pockets tight because I'm factoring all my loads, but then I land this
Look, you got a guy down here in the corner working on. Look at working on his mud flap.
move with this shipper, but man, they want you to basically put a month in the hole. So here I am. I'm basically, man, I'm running they shit. Then I'm grabbing the load off the board just to keep my revenue and shit coming in. But I feel like, man, if you start your business off factoring and you don't have that reserve built up, man, it's gonna be tough to switch over to then start working with them net 30 and net 60 accounts like that shit.
What I'm gonna tell you about direct
I
customers.
think I think
That
that's a little
n-
debatable there. Go
that's
ahead,
not
Cooley.
they not all the time they net 30s. I got
Mhm.
situations where
Mm.
you can give a customer a discount. You know,
Mhm.
Okay, okay.
I got net 10s, I got net 7s, I got next days. You know, you
Mm.
can always everything. Like I said early in the video, everything's negotiable.
Mm.
Mhm.
You can give
Absolutely.
a customer a discount.
It's busy. It's business.
It's business. You know, yeah, you got some customers in net 30s, and a lot of people can't wait 30 days to get a check. Let's be honest. But when it
Hey,
comes to factoring, sometimes you can factor loads via a shipper. You know,
Facts.
absolutely.
Facts.
like my factoring rate's only 1.45. How did I get that? Because I bring in a lot of volume. My
Mm.
volume is very high.
Yeah.
That's you're not gonna see that. Like, the starting rate is like 3% or something like that.
Yeah. I
But
think I'm at like 2.2 or something crazy like that. But again, it was negotiated.
But
everything's
Mark, pause
Facts.
it right
negotiation,
there.
so
Pause it
you can
right there.
always
Yeah.
don't tell.
But you see how the conversation go? Guys is
Mm-hmm.
saying I'm getting 1.5. Another guy say, yeah, I'm getting 2. But they're like, yeah, I think the starting rate is 3. You get what I'm saying? You see how much
Mm-hmm.
wealth of information is there? So if I'm new and I'm trying to get an idea how much I'm going to be able to factor my money as a new truck semi driver, I get it from them. You get what I'm saying? But it
Mm-hmm.
just show you like these guys are having a conversation. And I don't know if well, you probably can't see it now, but he only had like 45 people watching his live at that morning. This was like
Mm-hmm.
10 o'clock in the morning or something like that.
Yep. It was
You get what I'm
like
saying?
it started at 8 in the morning. It was 8 in the morning when I jumped. Well, when I was
Right,
watching, then I hopped on at about 9. He asked me to come up, so that's when I hopped in
right.
about 9. It was early,
You see what I'm
so.
saying? But this is what we're talking about. You even if you were supposed to come on a live and drop the link and say let's have and even if you were supposed to do a and a Q&A and you drop your link, you wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
find that flux of people coming in from the boxer community to have a dialogue and teaching each one teach one and trying to learn something and all of that. It's like this inner selfishness or this fear or isolation or a combination of everything working together. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think a lot I think a lot of those people also you now don't get me started, man. Don't get me started. Because even the people that sell people mentorship, I think the fact that those people sell the mentorship, they also can gear people to become those type of people also. You know,
Mm.
I sell you this stuff, man. So don't sell nobody. You don't do this. Don't do. You get what I'm saying? Like it's this. It's crazy, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
Shout out to I am Anthony TV for the super chat. I am not interested in getting into the box truck space, but I enjoy your content, bro. Very informative for the community. Keep it up, fellas. Appreciate you. I am Anthony. I checked out. I actually was watching some. I am. I just want to make sure. I think I am Anthony. Anthony is in the trucking. I think he's a trucker. I think I am Anthony is a trucker because I think that's one of the truckers I'm subscribed to. I'm subscribed to a few truckers. Yeah, trucking jobs. Yeah. Let me
Mhm.
where's my share button? Hold on. Right. So this is I am Anthony. He does trucking
Mhm.
content as well, right? I catch his videos too from time to time.
Mhm.
More on the trucking side, right? So, a lot of the trucking guys, when you got trucking guys that watch you, and you make box truck content, guys, and it's not to toot my
Mhm.
own horn, but it's just to let y'all know that like me and Kurt, we really be knowing what we be talking about. So shout out to I am Anthony. I appreciate
Mhm.
the
Yep.
super chat. Thank you for watching the content and showing love. And I do check out your videos as well from time to time. So I appreciate the support. So yeah, like on that side, guys, like you saw, man, it's 10 people sitting on that panel, and that live went for
Mhm.
3 3 hours, 3 hours.
Mhm.
And then I got up there and I was up there on the panel for maybe about 45 minutes. And man, I was coming from a box truck space. And I think prior into that live, before I got on, they were talking about box trucks. I don't know if they were speaking about them negative, but when I jumped in the comments, he was like, man, there go the box truck guy right there. Y'all was just talking about box truck. He's like, Mark, come on up. So I came up and
Mhm.
I held my own, but like, man, like you see the information they talking about, factoring. They talking
Mhm.
about giving discounts, direct shippers. You see what I'm saying? They're
Mhm.
sharing
Yep.
information. The same thing that we do. And the thing is like I said the other day on my live stream, I don't ask nobody for nothing. You know, I'm not one of those guys that you don't see no Cash App links, no nothing. I give out free, valuable information. I do 3 live streams a week. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So, you know,
Mhm.
the only thing I ask for you is to hit the like button and when I do the roll call, let me know where you're checking in from. Them are the only two things I ask people to do. You know what I'm
But
saying? And it is what it is.
but see, and here's the thing, right? So
Mm-hmm.
go back to the trucking community. I still don't remember the guy name, but I was watching this out of not box truck, semi truck channel. He's a well known guy. A lot of people know him. He was interviewing a lady. She had just come out with her truck. I think she was 6 months in. She parked her truck at a truck, a spot that she rent her truck to park. Left her truck there. She said she had to go, and she left her, her computers, her tablet, all the stuff that she used for her truck, chargers, valuable stuff. You get what I'm saying? Um, she came back, and they're breaking her truck. You get what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? And so she was sharing the real life experience of really being a trucker, because she's like, man, I didn't even start making no money and I'm 6 months in, and now I got to get a new laptop because my load board, I can't do it from my phone. And I'm telling you, when I tell you people start to cash app, when people start to like ask in the chat, like, how can I support her? How can I give her this? And he was like, all right, guys, he had to take a minute and be like, all right, man, tell you what we're gonna do, man. I'm gonna drop my. You can send it through Super Chat. You can send it through Cash App. I will make sure that she get it. And I'm telling you, the support that they sent that lady, it was
Mm-hmm.
amazing. You know what I mean? Here you go, get your laptop back, get your tablet back. You get what I'm saying? We're talking about $800, $900 for a tablet, or $500 for a tablet. A
Mm-hmm.
computer, a good computer, we're talking about $1,300. You get what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Now, I'm not saying anybody in the box truck will do their live. We're asking for stuff, but I'm just
Mm-hmm.
using that. If you even bring up a topic and a scenario and say, man, like, I'm gonna use you as an example, and I'm not saying you're asking anybody for anything, and that's not what I'm
Mm-hmm.
implying. You
Mm-hmm.
get what I'm saying? I'm just making the
Mm-hmm.
comparison. You get what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? But you were on the live and you were like, man, my computer fried. I had to go and spend 3 grand and this and that. And I mean, you got 12,000 subscribers. You have an average of 70 people watch you on a good night. You get what I'm saying? And not one person dropped $20 in the chat. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's amazing how we're so disconnect. You get what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? In the box truck community, like, Mark, man, I'm telling you, bro, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be doing final, man. Man, here you go, man. Yo, put $50 towards that, man. You spend like what, 3 grand? I just spend this. I don't spend your kind of money. I'm
Mm-hmm.
close to your kind of money. You get what I'm saying? But you get the concept what I'm saying, like
Right, right.
like Mark, here you go, man. Hit, let me give you $20, bro. Let me give you $10, bro. Like, it's just different in the semi versus the thing over here in
Mm-hmm.
the box truck. And I just think I think it's a hustle mindset, like you said, and
Mm-hmm.
not business oriented. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's just not the same. It's not the same.
Yeah, well,
You get
that's
what
why
I'm
we
saying?
that's why we doing this live to bring awareness to the box truck community. Now it's up to the people to
Mm-hmm.
change their mindset and make changes. Though we're doing our part. You know what I'm saying? We're doing our part. You do
Right.
your live streams, I do my live streams, and we do a live stream together. I actually, to be honest with you, I enjoy the Monday live stream more than I enjoy my personal live streams. I enjoy doing the Monday live stream with you better than doing Sunday and Thursday. I know Sunday and
Mhm.
Thursday is more educational, right?
Mhm.
But I think the Monday live stream, to me, it gives me the opportunity to talk about things within the community that I can't talk about on Sunday and Thursday because I'm in education mode, and I take the
Right.
education, like I tell you guys,
Right.
I take that very seriously. But a lot of these
Right.
topics, I've been wanting to talk about them, but I didn't want to get on a platform to talk about them by
Mhm.
myself. It's better when you can dialogue with someone of a certain, of a similar mindset as you. And if there is a,
Mhm.
dis- a discrepancy, or let's say a debate, it can be an amicable, am, am, amicable debate. we could talk we could talk amicably,
Right.
all right? And at the end of the debate, we can
Uh,
agree to disagree and
yeah.
still shake virtual hands and do the show again next week. You know what I'm saying? Even come from
Exactly.
different opinions. Okay, so I actually enjoy it because I feel like this Monday night show is valuable as far as the morale and the sentiment of the box truck space. And I think when people leave the Monday night show, it kind of it kind of it kind of puts them in a mind frame of you know what they're right. We got to do better. We got to do better. We got to do
Yeah.
better. So you know.
Yep. Yep. And see, and go back to what we're saying. What I was saying about the support. Um. And just like I said, man, the thought alone goes a far way.
Mm-hmm,
You get what I'm saying? The thought alone
mm-hmm,
goes a far way. So when you look at the unity in the in and the thought and guys out here telling you don't buy those tires, they're no good. You get what I'm saying? Or don't put this on your semi, or don't use that type of oil, or don't use that fuel for your power steering pump or whatever it is. You get what I'm saying?
mm-hmm,
Let me tell you this too. Let me tell you this too. You would find that even going to get service for your semi
mm-hmm,
versus your box truck, oh, you get way more information from that same individual when you have a semi versus when you have a box truck. You know why? Because 90% of the operation that come through that shop is a
mm-hmm,
semi. You get what I'm
mm-hmm,
saying? Guys will tell you, I was at a dealer and the guy told me, don't buy these seals. They're not good for these type of truck. You get what I'm saying?
mm-hmm,
Let me give you the correct seal. Then he gave me the oil for that's supposed to go with the seal. But with a box truck, they're
mm-hmm.
like, okay, you want those seal? I can get you some cheaper one, or yeah, you can get this or that. You get what I'm saying? This is why a
Yep.
lot of guys like the freight liners, the international, they like all these trucks because they quote unquote everyone can work in them. But when you really come over the semi section, like dudes
Mm-hmm,
don't let you put any and anything on your truck because they know you're going to go down the road and fail. You
mm-hmm,
get what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
And so it's just different. It's totally different.
I want to highlight Joseph because he's active. I ain't seen Joseph in a minute either. Shout out to Moving Company Hustle. I just subscribed to your channel. You've been in my last few lives, so I just subscribed to your channel. If you're still in here, I'm gonna check out your content, man. So I just subscribed. That was me. If you just got the notification and subscribe, I just subscribed. So I'm gonna check out your content.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Let me highlight this with Joseph because I see Joseph is back. Been missing you, Joseph. I don't know if I missed you, but I ain't seen you in a minute.
Troublemaker Joseph.
No, I like Joseph. I think
I
Joseph.
like Joseph
I
too.
think you and Joseph had a differences of opinion about a month ago. Let me see. He said that's not true. You just have to find the right group. I don't know what he was pertaining to at that point. I think you were speaking at that point. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Joseph was there for the 1 year anniversary. Okay, appreciate it, Joseph. All right, so semi truck drivers have CDL and usually work for a company before starting their own, so they have more experience than non CDL box truck drivers. Okay, we spoke to that. We spoke to that. Yes, they there is a barrier to entry that they have, but I think what we're talking about more is the community base as far as working together, sticking together. We're not speaking from an expertise level of knowledge,
Right.
right? But more here, business is business. A good business person is a good business person, whether you're a good business person as a semi truck driver or a good business person as a box truck owner operator or a good business owner as a cargo van owner operator.
Mm-hmm.
Business is business. What we're saying is that the semi truck driver, regardless of the level of experience, right? The semi
Mm-hmm.
truck driver takes them being a semi truck owner operator on a larger scale, right? More serious than a lot of box truck owner operators. Listen, if the shoe does not fit, do not put that big MF on. All right. If it don't fit, don't put it on. I'm not talking to you. If you know you're not taking your business serious, you know. All right. So semi truck drivers, there's more semi truck drivers that are taking their business more serious than there's box truck drivers. All right, it has nothing to do with the level of experience. Business is business. Business is
Mm-hmm.
business. Whatever the level of experience they have, as far as the education that they have to obtain to be a semi truck driver, that's completely. We're not talking about that. Taking care of your
Right.
business is just taking care of your business.
Mm-hmm.
All right, taking care of your business is just taking care of your business, and that's it. They're taking care of their business better on that side than a box truck. There's a lot of box truckers, right? We're not gonna call them business people. Box truckers that are taking their business as a joke. All right, they're
Right.
taking their business as a joke. They're not taking it serious. They're
Yeah,
not
you
taking
don't
it serious.
find you don't find a semi driver buy a semi just to buy it to make the payment. Like you find guys buy a truck and they'll be like, "Well, as long as I get my payment back, I'm good." Like, so why would you buy a truck? Why would you buy a truck only to go and as long as you make the payment, that's all it is. Like you don't find semi driver do that stuff. This is why in my life I said box truck drivers or people who are coming in the box truck business have no problem giving corporation their money. But when it comes on to the people that give them the right guardians and
Mm,
put them in the right location and steer them in the right way, they will have no time to waste with you. They don't even pay you no mind. And
mm.
you don't find that in the semi section. You get what I'm saying? I put
Yeah,
$25,000 down on my trailer. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah,
25 and still have a payment. You get what I'm saying? So
yeah.
if I'm gonna give I give Volvo, which is a corporation. Let me let people understand what I'm talking about. Volvo is a corporation. You get what I'm saying? I
Mm-hmm.
give a corporation $25,000 and a truck when I was coming out with this truck right here. So what I'm saying is that these guys will give the same corporation 25,000 and then have a truck park or said, as long as I get 4,500 a month, I'm good.
Mm,
You get what I'm saying? But
mm,
to come and say, let me find a person or let me do that, and they'll watch your live Sunday, Monday, Wednesday. They'll jump from YouTube channel to YouTube channel. They'll go
mm-hmm,
to Aruba. They'll watch it from Aruba, Italy, France. They'll go down to China. They'll watch it, and they still can't get their mind right. You get what I'm
mm-hmm.
saying? But when you
Yeah.
have a semi, you don't waste those time. Those time you don't just take money and give corporation and just do it because you can do it. Like when you make move like that, those listen, man. There's a term that says boss move. When you making certain move are child move, and certain move are boss move. Like when you make certain move, ain't no
Mm,
turning back. When I signed that deal for this truck, ain't no turning back. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of box truck people that coming out here and doing this, I just I don't know. I don't know where to get it from, but it's crazy. It's unbelievable. It's crazy. You get what I'm saying?
I want to touch on this, and this is another reason I like the Monday show because the engagement. There's engagement on Kirk's channel in his chat. There's engagement on my show on Sunday and Thursday, but the engagement on Monday is a little bit different because we touch on other topics sometimes outside of the box truck space. And Anthony put something in chat. He's a part of the Mentor Gang. Shout out to the MGMs, all the Mentor Gang members in the building. He says, I hate to say this, but what ethnicity do you believe most box truck businesses are? We have the same issue in our home communities, let alone businesses. I know Kirk probably went ready to
Oh
go
my
off.
God, I'm not even.
But we had this last week about the Pookie
Hey,
and Ray
hey,
Ray. So
hey, Anthony. Tell Anthony don't get me started.
right, because you know that's going to get Kirk going, and we're going to be here. We're going to be here for 4 hours. We're trying to keep it
Hey,
two, maybe two
Anthony.
and a half hours. And y'all don't like
Hey,
him calling
Anthony.
Pookie and Ray Ray, so why would you even say this? Joseph said, "Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go." Kicked off the Pookie and Ray Ray show. So, um,
Oh man. Hey, Anthony.
oh
Hey, tell
man.
Anthony. Hey, Mark. I think you should create a disclaimer.
let me
I
let
think
me
you should create a disclaimer, man.
let me say something
Oh
before Kirk
man.
get going. Let me say
Oh
something.
man.
I don't know the statistics on box truck bid. I don't think I can even even if I research those statistics, I don't think I can get them. There's just not a lot of statistics on box truck businesses anyway. When you go look up just the the freight volume on like if you get a subscription to like Sonar by Freightways or like DAT
Yeah.
Analytics, they don't keep statistics for box trucks. All right, so
Hmm.
I could be wrong. I haven't seen any box truck
They do.
statistics as
They
far as.
do. No, no. They do keep the information on box truck, but it's a small percentage because, like
Mm,
I said, box truck is not out here at a high of like a high volume
mm,
semi. You get what I'm saying?
mm,
So the
mm, mm,
percentages you might find a 75% information on semi, but then
mm,
you will that same information you will
mm,
only find 5% on a box truck.
mm,
You get what I'm saying?
mm,
There's things that semi truck driver do that I mean there's things that box truck driver do that semi truck driver can't and won't do it. Like you won't find a semi smoking weed in their truck and drinking beer. You get what I'm saying? Because you have to sign up with a clearinghouse. You can get a random drug test. There's too much at stake to be lost when get caught. When you have
mm,
a box truck and you get caught smoking weed and get kicked off the road, all you do is just go back home. You get what I'm saying? And you can run
uh-huh,
around and do whatever. You get what I'm saying? But like I said, when you have this unit that you have to pay for, and it's 6,000, 7,000, some people are paying upwards of $9,000 for a tractor and trailer.
uh-huh.
So, like I said, the responsibility it's way different versus when you have a box truck. You
Oh,
get what I'm saying? And it's not the same. It is not the same.
okay. So I don't know the statistics on the ethnicities of box truck businesses. But as far as I know what you're getting at, and we talked about, we had a whole dialogue about this last week, which I don't mind. We could dialogue on this topic as much as people want
Maybe,
to.
wait. Maybe you should drop the link and let him and invite him up, and maybe he can come and
Yeah,
share with you.
I'll drop the
I,
link. Yeah, I have no problem dropping the link.
ask him if he want to come and share it with you.
Whoever want to come up, the link is here, and I'm only going to bring up. Let me see how many come. We'll. There's a link. So I mean, here's the thing. I'm doing my part, and we talked about the crab in the
Mhm.
barrel mentality, uh,
Mhm.
uh,
Mhm.
last week. But to me, I don't. business is business. I feel like, if you have a mentality that you want to start a business, then that mentality that you're speaking of, like, you got to leave that behind. You got to know how to turn certain things on and turn certain things off. I just, like, we have the same issue in our home communities, let alone business. I hate to say this, but what essence do you believe most about your businesses are? Man, listen, there's probably more Caucasian box
But
truck
but but
businesses
but 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 see,
than
but
but
see, here I
uh,
got beef with Joseph with that. Here I got beef with Joseph with that,
Joseph
right?
Joseph didn't put that comment up. That was Anthony Townsend put that up.
Oh, Anthony. Got you. Cause but me
Joseph,
and Joseph, I gotta
yeah.
pick his brain
I
every
want to
morning.
really answer that question the right way, but I'm just trying to really piece how I would respond to that. But go ahead. You got it.
No. You can go. You can go. I thought it was
I,
Joseph.
I, I really don't know what to say. I don't think it had. I hear what he's saying, but I don't really think this has anything to do with ethnicity. Yeah, I know where he's getting at. A lot of our people jumped into the business during the pandemic, and when we get into something, we'll run it to the ground. Now, maybe some people get mad at me for saying that, but listen, I'm keeping it 1,000. All right, that's just that we don't take shit serious. Oh, here go Anthony right here. Let me bring him up. Let me see. Guess two. Mr. Townsend, how are you?
Good evening, folks. How y'all doing, man?
Good.
What's
Welcome.
going
Welcome
on,
to the
boss?
show.
Another day in
Welcome to the
paradise,
show,
living the
man.
dream, baby.
Living a dream. I hear that. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, thank
So,
you.
so expound, my
I
brother.
mean, it ain't much to expound on, right? Like you look around and the box truck community that you see, that most of the crowd is exposed to, look like us. And what are they trying to do? They take it from you. You two gentlemen are two of the few that are giving out. I watch a lot that are
Mm-hmm.
giving out pertinent information, and that's why I subscribe to your channel
Mm-hmm.
because you didn't say, "Hey, give me some money."
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else you're looking at, only way I'm gonna give you something is pay me. Or, for example, I worked with this gentleman for 8 months. 8 months. He didn't give me not one piece of information. And I worked for that man for pennies on the dollar. And I explained to him, I'm gonna take this, right? Because I want a little bit of the experience, but share some of that information with me, brother. I even went back to tell him, yo, dude, listen, I don't know if you know, but you don't even have a non compete clause. I can go steal your contract if I want to, but I'm not that guy.
Mm-hmm.
So fix your business, bro. But we won't share that with each other because we feel somebody might get ahead of the next one.
Yeah,
It's a
we talked
sad
about
thing.
that
Mhm.
last week. Yeah, we
And,
talked
and
about that
I,
last week.
Mhm.
I
Mm-hmm.
appreciate the conversation because the reality is I look at it as a huge opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
It's an opportunity. If you can structure it right and get people to actually come together, right, it's going to be tough. It's going to take one box truck at a time. We want more business people, as Mark say, but the reality is going to take one at a time. And you can build that community. It needs to be more events geared towards just box truckers.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Outside of everything that myself and Kirk are doing, do you have any suggestions on things that we can do to help the community more than what we're doing outside of what we're doing already? Do you have any ideas?
I mean, I don't have no ideas that ain't gonna cost you some money, right?
No,
Here go the
don't worry.
reality of it.
When you say
So
cost money, mean you gonna charge me for the information, or it's gonna
no.
take
I
money
mean,
to bring the stuff to light?
yoga is gonna cost to bring this stuff to light. We need more box truck per se events.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, uh I don't want to say necessarily meet and greets, but
Mm-hmm.
we do a meet and greet after we can't sell no more classes. And now we're gonna get you to meet out here um and party with us or whatever the case may be. And it's
Mm-hmm.
all a money grab as opposed to
Mm-hmm.
building up.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So
So
let so so
as far as
so let. Oh, sorry, Anthony. Let me chime in right there because what you just said is so important. Um, a few weeks ago there was a big trucking event down in Kentucky, right?
Yes, sir. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And what on the semi side, what big corporation does is they keep these huge trucking events, like
Hmm.
what you're saying.
Hmm.
We're not. It's not a race game, but a bunch of white people get together and
That's
they
why.
share ideas. Oh, don't
Hey,
get me started, man. Don't
I
get me.
already know.
You know.
You ain't even have to
Uh,
say a bunch of white people because I knew. You know what I'm saying? And it's not necessarily a black and white thing with trucking. The reason I got into trucking, is my uncle was a lifetime trucker. You know what I'm saying? I actually named my
mhm.
company after him. I don't know if you can see.
Uh-huh.
Sorry about that. But
Okay.
so it's not really a black and white thing on that side, right? And I hate to turn it into a black and white thing, but the reality
Mm-hmm.
is it was a lot of us, once we heard, try to take advantage of it, right? I knew a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people getting made millions of dollars with Amazon, bro, with Amazon. And and, and what we try to do, right, is in our community, what I notice is, and why a lot of businesses aren't successful, is they try to maximize what they can get off of each person, right? Instead of taking the lowest possible you can from that person, right? And get 10,000 more people like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, yeah, man, I don't know. I lost that train of thought, but
Oh, it's
it,
all good. I know where you
No,
I know
no,
where you're
no,
going.
no. You're right because again. But let me ask you a question because you go back and you said the ethnicity. You want to
mhm.
expand on that? What you mean by that?
What do you mean?
Where you put in you put in
I
the
just mean
Mark. Could you put?
like, the the information that's available in the YouTube
Mhm.
space, right? We're just gonna use
Right.
YouTube. The information that's
Mhm.
available in the YouTube space is from us, right? I
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
see
Mhm.
there is 20 to 1 black channels to 1 white channel in the box truck space versus
Right.
in the semi space. What do you see? So, um, unfortunately, it's been bred in us and conditioned in us to have this tear each other down mentality. And we not only take that from our community, but we take it into our businesses. This is why
Do,
other businesses can come into our community and rack up and send the money home. Because we'll break bread, not in our community. You know what I'm saying?
mhm. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that's what I
Well.
mean on the ethnicity aspect.
I've done it in my community. I built my business in the community, warehouse in the community, people from the community, and my biggest issue came from my own people.
Absolutely right.
And
You know why?
I
Because they was
why,
jealous of what you had.
and that's what my
They wanted
mother,
what you had.
and that's
They
what my
didn't look at
mother.
the fact of how many people you was keeping out of the streets, how many of them brothers you was keeping out of jail by giving them a job.
Mhm.
Not only giving them a job, I'm sure you was paying them where they could take care of themselves.
Yeah.
But we won't do
Mhm.
that. We won't
Mm-hmm.
do that. I'd rather try
And,
to capitalize as much as I can so I can ride around in my Beamer while you barely making it by. So that you'll
mm-hmm.
have to come ask me for something as opposed to
Mhm.
me just helping.
Mm-hmm.
But let me ask you. But let me ask you a question, Anthony, because I asked Mark this last week when we were talking. Who do you put most of the blame on? Do you put most of the blame on the YouTubers who are selling the information, or you put most, or do you balance it out between YouTubers and the buyer, which is the people who are buying the information, or you put majority of the blame on the people that are going to the YouTubers for the information? Who do you
I
blame
agree.
most?
I agree with you. I watched that one too. I'm a faithful. I'll watch it.
Appreciate you.
But I agree with you on that aspect, Kurt. Of
Mm-hmm.
I I can understand the line where it's 50-50, right? Because the people have the moral obligation, right? But
Mm-hmm.
technically, right? People aren't
Mhm.
morally obligated in business.
Mhm.
Technically, right?
But
People aren't morally obligated. It's based on your upbringings or whatnot, on
mm-hmm.
how your morals lie. So
Mhm.
the majority of it, in my opinion, is is on the person who's spending the money, buying it, right? I
Mm-hmm.
listen, man. I was gonna get in the game, right? I sold my crib last year. I was gonna get in the game last summer, but I didn't get in because this shit was too high. Excuse my language. Stuff cost too much.
Mhm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I had to
Mhm.
wait until stuff came down in order to get into the game. So I've been looking at YouTubers for a year as
Mm-hmm.
long as well as looking, getting some information and vetting that information myself. Right? We
Mm-hmm.
are lazy people for the most part who want to take something and run with it as opposed to vetting the information. Did
Mhm.
Mm.
nobody
Mhm.
make nobody buy
But
nobody's course?
right.
Did
Well,
Mm.
nobody?
so well. See, Mark. You see when we did the live the other day, I pulled there was a newsletter the other day of a trucker who was caught with $2.1 million worth of cocaine in his trailer, hidden in his
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
trailer. And like you said, that's the information that they are buying. There's YouTubers who are saying, come and get
Absolutely.
5 truck and you make 2.1 million. They don't hear anything else but 2.1 million.
But here go the stupid
You see
part,
what
right?
I'm saying?
Here go the stupid part, right? And this leads into our. I'm not even sure what ethnicity it is, but it leads into
Mm-hmm.
the laziness of people, right? They're everywhere
Uh-huh.
around the country. They're fucking legalizing weed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Someone could create the Brinks truck of the weed industry. So you
They
are
Mhm.
transporting all this legal weed, right?
Mhm.
And you ain't
But
gotta go
see,
get them
they
hundreds of
they they
thousands of
they they
pounds, bro.
they have that. I tried that. But even though I know in my state when it was legalized, 50% of those contracts were supposed to go to minority businesses, they didn't
Of course not.
because the application was $50,000.
That's they're gonna do that, right? But
And our community just doesn't
here,
have $50,000 just to apply with no guarantee that
hmm
you're going to get the contract
that's the genius
or get
part of it, right?
licensed,
Well,
right?
well,
So,
you're not gonna
I
guarantee
I
it,
wouldn't
right?
I wouldn't I wouldn't say our community don't have 50 grand. I would disagree
Yes,
with you on
they
that
do.
because
Absolutely right, right?
they
But we'd rather
because
go
see
spend it
because
on,
see because there we go, there we
yep,
go. They rather
our
go
shoe
spend it on that damn
collection or
LSAT.
our
They rather
wheels
go spend
or everything
exactly.
else, bro. Absolutely,
well,
it's
well,
other
Exactly. So you
communities.
can't say they don't have it, Mark. They
well.
do
Hold on,
have
hold
it.
on, hold on,
They
hold on. That was just one stipulation. Some other stipulations that X most people out altogether. You transporting weed, you can't have certain things on your background. All
Hmm.
right, 51%
Hmm.
of the business had to be owned by a minority.
Hmm.
51%, and there was other things, stipulations that even if you had the money, then the background wiped a lot of people out.
Hmm.
The partnership percentage wiped a lot of people out. And then there was other things as well. I started the process. I didn't go through it all the way. So
I
I got
mean,
the
but Mark,
paperwork.
but
but
Yeah.
Mark, but
reality,
Mark.
sorry, Kurt, let me jump in there real
Yeah,
quick.
go ahead.
The
Yeah.
reality is that, of course, we have to expect, right? We've been dealing with this country for as long as we've been here, right? You have to expect that. They made how much money off of us? It blows my
Mhm.
mind that somebody on this side of the country is making $1 million off of smoke, and this person over here is in jail serving 20 years off of smoke. That still blows my mind. But of course,
Mhm.
the barrier is going to be there, right? But if you don't see what that industry is going to turn into, right, and we're going to blink and we're going to be shut out of that industry as well because we can't come together like with this box
There
truck
you go.
community
There you
and
go. There you
and
go.
and do it, bruh. And do it. Other communities, people will stay in the same crib, and you're not allowed
Hmm.
to buy something until everybody can afford
Exactly. That's the key word, afford. And when I
Mm.
and see when see when you bring these when we bring this topic up and people watching us talking about this stuff, I think most of the reason why people can't really connect with what we're talking about is because they they um they kind of like block it out of their mind, or kind of like hide themselves from what really is the true problem
it.
in
Mm-hmm.
in their community and around them and with themselves, rather than
Mm-hmm.
face up and be like, you know what, man, y'all are talking the truth, bro. I really need to get my act together. You get what I'm saying? I talk a lot of stuff on my channel that offends a lot of people, but you know how many people on the flip side call me and say, Kirk, I was lazy, I was about to give up, I was not doing too partial, but bro, when you say certain things, man, that just kept me going. Like, I was a problem. I was being too lazy. I was too comfortable. Man, when I see you load that semi and I see you do this truck like that, I was the one that was being too content. But when I
That
say
doesn't.
y'all coming home to your girl and y'all doing this, people get mad. You get what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So again, it's like we have a very tenderoni kind of like, well, you gotta give them information, but you gotta give them to it nice and sweet and smooth, like, you
No,
know,
you don't. Yeah.
and business doesn't work like that. It doesn't. You get what I'm saying? And
And
like
it's
you said, if a guy's coming in to spend 50,000 with a YouTuber, you can't blame that YouTuber 50-50. You gotta, like you said, you can't take the information that was for face value and run with it. You get what I'm saying? You really got to do your research, and
mhm.
that's why you don't see so, man. Listen, you don't see no budget on the road anymore. No enterprise. They all come off the road. I used to see a lot of them. They all disappeared because everybody
Hmm.
was buying the face. They were just buying whatever they hear rather than actually buying the facts.
Yeah, man. Listen, bruh. Listen, listen, listen. Bruh. When uh, do you do you know how our community went crazy over a damn chicken sandwich? Do you know how much money we made Popeyes? Do you know how much money our community brought to Disney?
What
We
did
were
I say
happy and
about
celebrate.
corporate? What did I?
We
Well,
we were
Anthony, what did
happy and
I say
celebrate.
about cooperation? What did I
Mm-hmm.
say about cooperation in our black community? We don't hesitate to spend in the corporation. We don't waste a we don't waste no time to give corporation our money. I said it
Mm-hmm.
all the time. Popeyes. I was at the bank the other day. My banker was telling a customer he went to Disney World and it take him 2 hours to get on each ride. He only made it to 3 rides, and he
Hmm.
damn near spent over $1,000 for him and his kids and his wife.
Mm-hmm. But see, I
I,
think part
I,
of the
I,
issue with our community as well is that um, we one of the most difficult things, right, for an individual and self growth is looking in that mirror and saying, you know what, I fucked up. I'm messing up, right?
mhm, mhm,
I notice a lot we like to point the finger and look for scapegoats, right? The
mhm,
Michael Jackson said it best. I'm you want to change the world, you got to change the man in the mirror.
mhm, mhm,
That's what I got control over. I don't have control over nothing else, nobody else. All I can change is me and my perception and the way I perceive things and the way I handle things. That's all you
mhm,
can change. And we'll rather point to the finger and say you did this to me as
mhm.
opposed to what I did in this situation.
Right. And this
Yes.
is
Hmm.
why, the semi unity out here is so stronger, because they don't shift the blame. They take
Hmm.
ownership of their mistake. They held themselves accountable. You get what I'm saying? And that's what I try to tell people all the time. If you can't hold yourself accountable as a business owner, or just an individual in general, then you don't even need to start a business, because everything out here as a driver is about self accountability. If I hit a
Absolutely.
sign, that's because I make my turn too quick. I can't come out and say the sign was put in the wrong spot. You get what I'm saying? I
Hmm.
can't, if I damage a truck, I can't say that guy should have waited till I park and then he parked. You get what I'm saying, Mark? So all of those stuff is what the community need to start to accept, and I think that's one of our biggest downfall. Also, it's one of our biggest downfall.
Well, you gentlemen could take some solace and take your crowns and I see the community changing. It ain't gonna happen
Hmm.
tomorrow. It may not happen in our lifetime, right? Right? But if you look at the content that was put out, right? You two gentlemen, there are a couple more out there. You two gentlemen have set a benchmark, and and that's highly commendable, right? The way we start to change this community is by what you're doing,
Appreciate
right?
that.
People have to pick up and start to support that, right? That's why I bought the
Mhm.
membership. I was gifted the membership by James. I ain't heard from James in a while. I'm not sure what's going on here, but I was gifted the first one, and I was like, man, we got to keep this channel going. It was the first time I ever
Hmm.
spent money on YouTube.
Oh man, I
I,
appreciate that.
I, I'm, I'm buying a consultation from Kurt since he gave me a free one on his live one day. He think I forgot about it, but we just
But
got to
that,
be
but that's what I'm
prepared and
saying.
ready. And you got to break bread, bro, with the ones you seen do what you want, the change you want to see. That's who you got to break bread with. And unfortunately, everybody's not going to have that same mentality. And I watch you, Mark, sometimes, and I can see the frustration building because it's like, man, like I'm banging my head up against a wall and I'm not making no progress. What am I really doing here? I could be doing so much other stuff with my life,
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
But I'm trying to teach y'all knuckle ass head people about the business and
No, 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 no,
don't
no,
get
Mark,
don't
no,
don't get
no,
discouraged,
Anthony,
Mark. That's all I'm gonna say
no.
to you, brother. Keep pushing on, bro,
Hey,
because
hey, Mark. Hey, Anthony, that doesn't sound like Mark, man. You got to do it in a diplomatic way.
nah, Mark can get to that moment. I'm talking about the off camera Mark. That be the
Yeah,
off
Oh
camera
man.
Mark. That's what he be saying off camera.
Oh man.
yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Oh man. Oh man. But it takes man like you, me, Mark, and a whole bunch of people, even people in the comment section and people on the live, to really like see the vision. I talk about having a vision. I talk about having a vision for your family. You know, just in general, as an individual, you have to have a life vision. Can't just be getting up every day. You talk about lazy, right? You go back and talk about people being lazy. I used to have drivers. This dude who worked Monday, Tuesday, get locked up Wednesday, Thursday, but was free Friday to get his paycheck.
Hey,
You get
bro.
what I'm
Like,
saying? You
listen,
know,
bro. Like,
I got
if you
guys.
are owner
I got,
operator and you driving your dang on truck, there is. Listen, bro. We are living in the information age. There is absolutely no reason for you not to be operating your business correctly. Yeah, you can make mistakes. Mistakes are going to happen when you're learning things. But there's no
right,
reason, there's too much information out there to not be running your business correctly, to be paying people through PayPal. And that shit is stupid. It's stupid.
right.
It's dumb.
Yeah, and
And if you're doing
there's
it,
so
you're
much,
dumb.
and there's so much. And listen, like I tell people, you start your LLC, go get a bank account. Their banks, listen. You
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 shouldn't have to
can
say
log
that, though,
in.
Kurt.
You can listen.
That's
You
what I'm
can log
saying.
in.
You shouldn't have
No,
to say
listen.
that. If you get a
Yeah,
business, obviously you need
need a
a
right.
bank account. Otherwise, you could have ran as a sole
Uh,
proprietor
Anthony,
and taxed it
Anthony,
all through you. But you're
Yeah.
trying to
Anthony,
separate it by creating this business. So of course you need a
Anthony,
separate bank account.
Anthony. If you hear the
Mhm.
stories,
I believe you. Listen, bro, I believe you because I haven't even run a truck. I was talking to a couple gentlemen I met up at the Amazon when I was running a little flex route, and man, you would have thought I had a trucking PhD
Oh
talking to
man.
these gentlemen, bro. And I ain't even been in the truck. I've been working for somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no reason you don't know that. You know what I'm saying? And then they're trying to be all secretive with whatever little information they got. Because I overheard them talking. But when I joined the conversation stopped. Why you stop talking, bro? Because I'm getting to the business too. Explain myself, introduce myself, told
Right.
about what I. Once I
Mm-hmm.
started to open the door, they was like, "All right," but then they still didn't give no information, right?
Right.
And they sounded dumb as rocks. Excuse my French.
But
No,
see,
it's true.
okay. So listen to this. So listen to this. So I'ma just name 5 different community that does not hold information back. You see, when it come on to the Indians, the Chinese, the Arab, they're all in your community. So you know what I'm talking about.
The
You get what I'm
Jews.
saying? The Jews. You
Yep.
get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
When it comes on to the Caucasian, those 5 ethnic group of people that comes from all different part of the world. You get what I'm saying? When they come in the community, they did a study. I was watching on Instagram the other day. They did a study and they were talking to this guy was a multi-millionaire and he was one of the founder of Payday Loan.
Hmm.
Everybody know what a payday loan
Re-
is. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Wrecked out. Took how many billions that took out of our community? Sheesh.
Listen, and he was explaining. He said, when a matter of fact, his grandfather was the one who created the whole business structure behind the payday loan that he's running today and become a multi-millionaire. You get what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
in the interview, I said it on my live when I did a live one time. In the interview, he said, it's like robbing, he said, payday loan is like robbing a blind man, but you can literally rob. They don't have to be blind for you to rob them.
Mm.
You get what I'm saying?
We lost you.
Meaning that you can rob the community with the eyes open. That's
Mm-hmm.
what basically he was saying. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's how these guys come in the community and make millions. They bring their alcohol, they bring their payday loan, the Chinese come. You go take up a can of soda and Miss Wang says it's $1.75 or 75 cents. If you give her 50 cents, you ain't leaving. You get in your community.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? All of
Mm-hmm.
that stuff that people do, and I don't know, man. It's crazy, but
I think it points to
I,
like
I don't know.
back to the laziness of our community, right? Because I mean, we all know that from the Jim Crow's day, it was bred to separate us, right? We
Mm-hmm.
know that,
Hmm.
right? But we'll rather be lazy. Now I'm calling it lazy for lack of a better term. We'll rather call it lazy. I mean, we'd rather be lazy and say, "Well, I'm this way because the white man did it," as opposed to saying, "How can I fix this shit? Let me fix it. I'm gonna be the
Well,
one."
well, well. You talk about. Okay, so like I told Mark months ago, I know guys who I would tell them to come and drive a box truck back in the days, and they be like, "No, man, that's too much work, man." That same guy will drive from New York to Arizona to go sleep with a girl. And I said it on my live, and people like, "What are you talking about? You're lazy, and whatever strength you have, and whatever ability you have to do any form of activity, you get it to the wrong thing." And it
Yeah,
goes back to
listen,
those
bro.
YouTube. It goes back to YouTube and people. People are lazy in doing the research and gear to get information from the wrong people, and that's why a lot of people get suckered in the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
You get
But
what
they
I'm
fa-
saying? And
Mhm.
and
Go
and,
ahead.
and that's just how it is. That's just how it is. And then when a guy like Mark come And Mark said, well, let me put my diagram, let me put my spreadsheet, let me do all the work for you and let you guys have a good idea what to do. You won't find Mark get that support. You won't find a lot of people, yeah, I rock with you, bro. Yo, yeah, yeah, blah, blah, blah. But Mark have to say like 10 times, hit the like button.
Listen,
Watch this
eh,
video. Watch that. You know, them same 12,000 people that subscribe to the channel, you got 500 people watch a certain type of content because they feel like it's not valuable information. So we have a connection issue. We have I watch a guy. Listen, I'm not gonna call no name. They are my life, they are Mark life, and they are other. There's a certain set of people, but there's this one particular guy that when he goes into a certain YouTuber live, he's all up and down in the chat. Yeah, man. Even dropping super chat. But then when he comes over Mark and there's valuable information, when it comes over Kurt, there's valuable information. They don't even say nothing. They don't even say good evening. You be like, wow. Like some of these guys, they watch you, but the only time they actually say something is when you get under their skin. But they'll go into other people live and they'll be like, yeah, man, here you go, man. I'm a spot you a 20. Not that we're looking
they
for money or we're looking for anything, but I'm just saying their
mhm,
mindset and where they put their where they
value.
seek for information and where they try to get wisdom and knowledge and understanding from is in the wrong area. And their priorities are messed up.
It's because that person was telling them exactly what they wanted to hear. All peaches and cream and sunshine and rainbows and skittles and unicorns and shit. Everything's all peachy and cream, and we want to do that because we're fucking lazy. As opposed to this gentleman say, "Hey, bro, listen, ain't ain't gonna be no peak season this
Peak
year. So all that
season,
money you
right?
made, you need to be stacking that money, right? No, they'd rather be mad at him for saying
Oh,
that as
oh,
opposed to
oh,
saying, you know what?
how
Let
dare
me
you
try
talk
to take
about
some
peak
heat
season?
and hold this money back a little bit.
Oh
Hey
man, that
man,
ripped into
hey,
Mark.
hey, don't talk about that, man. I get
How
PTSD
dare
thinking about that. Hey man, y'all,
oh
I get
man.
PTSD thinking about that period.
Oh
How
man.
dare you talk about how dare you talk about Amazon?
uh,
You
oh
know?
man,
That's
It's
when I
oh
crazy,
man.
found you,
but
bro. Cause I ain't gonna front. I was like, okay, I'm in the area with Amazon jumping. I'm gonna make some good money, but they changed the game. So guess what? We gotta adjust. I wasn't putting all my eggs into that basket.
Mhm.
So
and then you have those people who were coming in the box truck right as they get their box truck, sign their deal, ready to go. Amazon say you need 180 days before even touch you.
listen, bro. That wasn't that wasn't that's part of the reason, right? I got my authority active for a month. I had the capital, right? Plus
Hmm.
hearing that it's gonna be tougher to run over the road. You need 30 days, yada yada yada. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna go ahead and mature it a little bit, right? And I'm gonna jump right on this Amazon, right? Bro,
Hmm.
I promise you, they was like, nope, sorry, sir, and it was like,
so
you know what?
so
It,
wait,
it was the best thing that was happening for me.
Mm,
Here's the thing,
right?
right? A lot of people look at it like it was a missed opportunity, but you gotta really, if you take a step back and look at it in whole sight, you know what? That might have been the absolute best thing that happened to me. Because it might have created a lazy person that's close to home, easy to do, and I would have fell into a rut.
mm,
As
Hmm.
opposed to actually trying to build the business,
Hmm.
just doing a job. You understand what I'm saying? So
mm.
I see it as a blessing in disguise. Thank you, Amazon. You the champ.
Hey, that's a good way to look at it. That's how I looked at when I was going through the onboarding process to be a DSP, and things wasn't making sense, and somebody told me,
Yep.
this probably saved you, and a
Mm-hmm.
year later, though that the old DSP model They wiped all those people out and started the new DSP model, and a lot of those contractors that were on the old model are had to go bankrupt. And I would have been one of them because I wouldn't have recouped and by that
Me
time.
too,
So
Mark.
it was a blessing in disguise for me. You know what I'm saying?
Me too,
So
Mark.
yeah.
Me and my uncle was looking into it. He's an ex-military, and I'm like, well, shit, they give discounts for ex-military. Like,
Hmm.
let's make this move. And we went,
Hmm.
and he was excited about it. And I'm just like, wait, this shit don't make sense to me, right?
Hmm.
Mhm.
I don't like to give away my money.
Hmm.
I work too hard for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got a baby
Mhm.
girl about to be in college in a year,
Hmm.
so
Right.
I'm not for giving away money.
Yeah.
And not only giving away your money, but there are people that were literally paying for stuff the wrong way and don't even have access to get their money back. You get what I'm saying? Paying for stuff not using a credit card,
Yeah,
paying for stuff, and it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be on YouTube. Like people who are doing business, man. I looked at some contract, man. Man, I'm telling you, I look at some contract that people get themselves into, and I just shake my head like I will never make those type of mistakes. Like I don't know how you guys make those mistakes. You
yeah,
get what I'm
Penske.
saying?
Like I got my truck from Penske. I'll give you an example. Put my money down and they sent me the contract and I'm like, well, what the hell is all this other shit? I got
Hmm.
miscellaneous fees. I got the gap fee, right? When I'm thinking like, okay, well, I understand what gap is, but if I have equity in the vehicle, right? Why the hell am I paying gap, right? So I went through the process of finding out what the actual vehicle was worth. No, I don't need all of that. And I'm not signing this contract, right? You got my
Mark,
down payment. I'm not signing this contract till you fix it.
hey Mark, does that
Hmm.
sound familiar? What we were
I
Hmm.
talking
called
about the
them
other day.
and cuss them out and say, you know what? I need my money back. They called me back in 5 minutes with a new
I
contract with none of that stuff
I
on
was
there.
we were just talking about people buying truck and the stipulation behind getting the truck. Like you say you curse them out, you can't get the truck unless you get the warranty with it. You can't get the
Shit.
truck unless you get this bank with it. You can't get the truck unless you got to sign by this date. You can't get the truck unless you give this amount of money to hold the truck. You get what I'm saying? Does that
It's a
sound
scare
familiar,
tactic.
Mark? Does that
It's
sound
the,
like
Yeah,
something we talk about?
we was just talking about that the other day.
mm-hmm.
And people are actually signing those stuff and sending them back. You see what I'm saying?
Anxious, anxious, not
That's what
doing
it
the
is.
lead work, not doing the research, not reading through that's in front of them. It's just that thirst. You know what I'm saying? And I don't understand what you so anxious for. You know what I'm saying? I really don't. I really
Because
don't.
somebody told them they was
Uh,
going to be a millionaire, Mark.
I
They trying to
get
be a
that, but
millionaire by
I,
2024,
I,
dog.
I get that, but man, like you got to read through things. You just can't jump out the window. And if you come to me and you watch my content, and I know some people out there are guilty of this, so I don't want you to think I'm beating up on you, but this fits the scenario right now. If you watch the content and I'm telling you a certain way to go about things, and then a few people have done this, and then you went and did it the complete opposite because it was presented to you a certain type of way, and you're just so anxious to get in, and you run with that way, and then you come back to me, and I'm going to tell you, no, that was wrong. That was wrong. I gave you the play. I gave
Well,
you the
no,
play. So
no,
I don't I don't
no.
I don't really understand where
Uh,
the anxiousness comes in at.
uh, according to you and people buying classes, you 50% at fault for that too, Mark.
Man, no, that's Kurt.
Nah, I'm just messing with you. It's a joke,
Oh,
brother.
you said what I'm saying. Yeah, I get what you said. Yeah, because I said 50-50. But see, that's why I don't do mentorships. I don't do
Right.
mentorships. Yeah, I'll strategize with you because somebody hit me in the DM the other day, and they said, "Man, if I do a consultation with you," he asked it straight up. If I do a consultation with you, a coaching session with you, are there any guarantees? I'm like, guarantee? How can I guarantee you anything? If you
Right.
come to me for a strategy session, I coach you, we strategize, I can't guarantee you because I can give you the play by play, everything to do. But
Mm-hmm.
if you don't go out and apply it, I just say, yeah, I'm guaranteeing you something. But if you don't go out and actually do the work, you're gonna come back and
Right.
hold me accountable because I
They
said I
want you.
Right.
guaranteed it, and
They
you didn't
want you to
do the
draw
work.
a map for them, Mark, where the money's gonna be at, and they just gotta walk to that spot
And
and pick
and
up the
and
money.
I
It could
get
be
that,
buried, and they don't
and
even
I
want to
get
deal
that.
with the treasure.
I get that. But if I point you in the right direction, you still got to do the work. Like I had somebody else hit me in the DM say, "Man, what's the quickest way? What's the best company I can make the most money the quickest?" And I don't even know how to answer these questions, so I don't. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? I don't answer these questions because it's not a like how can I answer that?
You don't. You just try to redirect them, bro. Yeah,
You see what I'm
and I
saying?
ain't me
So
educating you on teaching them
Because
nothing, but
because because that company doesn't that company doesn't start up as yet. We're still waiting on the CEO for that company. I think the CEO for that company is still a baby.
yeah, man. So I don't know, man. That's just some of the I don't get where a good business person exercises patience. A lot of patience. You got to be patient when you're in business. You
Hmm.
can't jump, at the first thing that's thrown at you because you might have the money at that time and that tax money just your baby mama tax money just hit and now she giving you that
Hmm.
money you run into the first lot in the first lot or whatever the situation may be you get your PPP money and you run straight to Penske or Ryder, let's say, and they charge you two
Hmm.
thousand dollars a week. Like somebody was earlier in the chat, they asked a question when we first came on. I didn't acknowledge it because we first started, and they said they paying $1,300 a week for insurance. Let me go up, scroll up. Hold on, where is that
good
at?
gracious,
I don't even know if this person's still in here. Hold on,
good
Hmm.
gracious.
right here. He's probably not here. Nazar Jean, what's the best insurance for final amount? Currently paying $1,300 a week, looking for better
Hmm.
rates. So I don't know if he
And I pick.
means
Hmm.
1,300 a week or does he mean 1,300 a month? Like 1,300 a week. Like what do I like? Come on, bro.
Hmm.
Yep.
You said what, Kirk?
Yeah, no, I'm saying there's people that are signing contract out here that they think that these contracts are in the best interest of them or their business, and it's really a big fail setup. It's you're gonna fail. It's why
But
so
where?
many people lost thousands of dollars coming in, starting business because they're not doing their homework, and they
But
feel that it is our responsibility to really like what you said, to really offer them guarantee or tell them that yeah you're gonna be like, you get what I'm saying, and it doesn't work like that.
but where do you get $2,000 a week for a rental truck? Like, where do you think that in your head that's in the best interest of your business? Like, where do
You
you
know
think
where
that
that
at?
came from.
Anthony just
I,
told you.
I,
You know where it
Anthony
came.
just
We
told you.
ain't gonna say, but we all know where it came from. I ain't gonna blame one person, but we know where it came from, bro.
man, but
And
but but
people
where,
telling
where
them that. Look, it's sickening. Like people, listen, bro. Like people calling, hey, how can I get the cheapest insurance? Listen, bro. Like when you sign up with the FMCSA, 10,000 brokers call you.
Mhm.
Hmm.
They call you. Shop
Hmm.
with them. Ask them the prices. It's simple. That's like paying somebody 15, 2 grand to set up and do your FMCSA stuff, right? Because we'd rather do it quickly than to actually take the time and learn and understand what it is. That's why people come with the questions. Half of the
Mhm.
questions they ask you are on that site.
Mhm.
Truck
When
visit.
I
Just
first
understand what's going on.
listen to
Visit it.
this. When I first came across YouTube and decided to create my channel, before the bubble of the pandemic started, what I saw on a box truck channel. Well, it wasn't a box truck channel, it was a business channel. But they were selling box truck product. You get what I'm saying? Like insurance,
Mhm.
whole bunch of stuff. And people were charging people $600, $800 to set up their LLC, right?
Damn.
One of my first video, that I ever did, I still got it on my channel, where I tell people the Secretary of State. I did a whole entire video telling when you get it, your LLC to the Secretary of State. We even do uh, the cost of some state, and people were leaving in the comment section. California charges this, New York charges that. Go get your EIN number. The EIN number is free. I had a guy one time call me and said, well, I pay $750 for my business license. And the guy said I had to pay for my EIN number, my business license, and some other number that he get. And I'm like, you pay 120 or 150, you get your LLC within 2-3 days or 2-3 weeks. You go over to the IRS website, you apply for an EIN number, and that's it. You walk in the bank tomorrow with your EIN number, your LLC, right? And you go in and you open a bank account. You put $500, $200. You start running your truck and you let all your money go in your business. You get what I'm saying? And I still see people go in the pandemic on YouTube and still pay people thousands of dollars to start their LLC.
They don't want to fill out job applications, let alone an LLC. What you know? What one of the things I'm proud of, the first application that my daughter did, right, was for her LLC.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying? And that meant a lot to me.
A lot of people can't articulate certain. When I look at some of these, and I'm not trying to say, I'm not trying to say people are stupid, but as you know, Mark and Anthony, doing business, there's certain terms that they use, and there's certain words that word a little bit different. And so, if you're starting up a business and you're not accustomed to certain terms, or you would see like name of the entity. Like someone be like, "What is an entity?" You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or you understand what I'm saying? Or if the entity name and the business name is the same, please write here. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
so a lot of those information, I find that a lot of people are
They
not
can't
not
comprehend.
they can't
They can't
comprehend. They're not
comprehend.
versed in that, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it's easy for I see why it's easy for them to spend that crazy amount of money
But here's
to
the
get
thing,
No,
Kurt.
no.
If they
If
just
they
because
can't,
they don't
if
understand a
if they
word. You get what I'm
Kurt,
saying?
if they can't comprehend that, they ass don't need to be in business.
that's what I was gonna
Go
say.
get a job.
Yeah, if you can't
That's what I'm saying.
comprehend that, then you don't need to be in business because you're gonna
Cause
have to
you know
comprehend a lot
you gotta
more
go there,
complex things than
right?
that.
Right. This is the easy part. Mark used to say that all the time. That's the easy part.
Yeah.
Filling out your paperwork is the easy part.
And because here's the thing, Kurt, I say this all the time. The number one thing you're gonna do in business is problem solve. If you can't
Mm-hmm.
comprehend an application, you're damn sure not gonna be able to solve problems.
Right,
You're
exactly.
just not. You're just not going to be able to do it because you're going to be faced with a lot of very complex problems that are you're going to have to be able to solve. Some of them
Mm-hmm.
you may have to solve a lot quicker than others. Some of them may
Mm-hmm.
you have to make push to the top of your priority list. Some of you can
Mm-hmm.
push off, but you still got to take care of it. If you can't comprehend an application, you don't need to be in business. If you haven't been able to hold, if you worked a job before and you were not good at your job, you were lazy at your job, then you're just not going to be good in business either. Like
Amen,
Mm-hmm.
you're
brother.
just not gonna be. You know what I'm saying? You're just not gonna be good at business. And I think a lot of people won't have this boss mentality. But the fact of the matter is, it's a reason why there's employers and employees. Not
Yeah.
everybody
Mm-hmm.
is cut out to be an employer. And I think the biggest issue is people, like he said, looking in the mirror and accepting the fact. Listen, I'm not an employer. I have to be a good employee and I have to be the best employee and try to work my way up the employee ladder. Because man, the fact of the matter is, man, a lot of people ain't cut out to
They
be a,
won't.
a, a, a
Mark,
Right.
boss, man.
Right.
let me get like I worked in food service for 17 years.
Mm-hmm.
I I I'm a felon, right?
Mm-hmm.
I started I started with Burger King at minimum wage, brother. Minimum wage, right? In 3 years, I was the manager of that building, right?
Mm-hmm.
I left there and went to Steak and Shake. Do you know they started me at minimum wage too?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm a
Mhm.
felon. I tried a couple other different companies. They started me at minimum wage. And I explained to the white gentleman sitting down interviewing me, you know what? I need this job right now, right? So I'm gonna take this job, but in 3 months you go give me a raise, and in 6 months you go give me a promotion, and in a couple years, the other black manager who did my second interview, I was explaining that to him. He like, man, that these white folks ain't gonna let you. He from Alabama. He's talk real funny. These white folks ain't gonna let you. They ain't gonna let you do that, man. I'm gonna be running this building in 2 years, bro. It took me three, and he was my assistant.
Mhm.
You got to set your mind to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I looked at it as I spent 15 years of my life running somebody else's business. I
Mhm.
look at the P&L every month. I see that money flow through from the top line to that bottom line. I'm capable of it.
Oh, wait.
So I'm
Say
going
that
to go
word
into
again.
business.
Say, say that word again and break it down for
Flow
me.
through? They don't know
No,
nothing
no, no,
about
no,
flow through.
no, no, no. The
By
P, the one with the
P and
P.
L.
Oh, P&L? Yeah, they don't even know what a P&L is.
Mark get upset because
They don't even know what a P&L is.
Mark, Mark get upset because they don't
It,
know what that
it,
is.
and and Mark can tell, even though Kirk told me, no, don't you don't need to use QuickBooks, right? I'm not the best with other what's names, but if you do your
Mm-hmm.
QuickBooks right, you can print a P&L every month.
Mm-hmm.
Every month, you can look at it,
Oh man.
right? And when you're dealing with banks and financials, you gonna need financial statements. People don't even know. They think you're talking about their bank statement, man. So we have to be better
Well,
as a community.
well,
I'm not talking about
well,
nobody,
well,
right? We have to be better.
well. How about this? Because this is another thing that I find and I talked to Mark about this the other day. We find these words that people use, right? And in our community, we get these words that it's really designed to keep us down. You get what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
you will find a guy would say, um, he's really a LLC, but when he's filing tax, he wants to be a corporation or a C corp. You get what I'm saying? Let's use the term C corp. And when you ask him, why do you want to use a C corp? He can't really give you a straight answer why. He don't even
Mm-hmm.
know the meaning of using a C corp. You
Because he
understand?
don't know.
But
They don't
but
know.
but
Right.
because it's a word that's dropped in the community, when you file
Mm,
a tax, use a C corp, everybody run with it. Well, let's say you make 200,000 last year and you use that C corp, right? Because you want to save tax, you want to save on your tax, right? But
Mm-hmm.
then you go to Anthony and Mark to get a loan, but your 200,000 you only make $500. Who is gonna give you $80,000 finance? Who's gonna finance your next truck for 80,000? You
mm-hmm.
see what I'm saying?
Here goes some
And I
sauce
think
that people don't even know.
I think people use these words. You get what I'm saying? And it's really designed to keep you down. And I see that, like again, in the neighborhood, I got multiple stream of income. I see YouTubers say that all the time. Multiple stream of income. And then you got other regular people walking around. Yeah, yeah, man, I got the truck. Yeah, well, how much days a week you run a truck, man? You know, I do it like 2 days. Well, what does it do, man? You know, I hustle over here, but they got multiple stream of income. So these words that drop in our community, it's really designed to keep us down, and people employ those words in business. You get what I'm
I
saying?
don't I don't think first off, right? I don't think it's used to keep us down, right? Because in other communities, they are using those exact words to come up, right? It's more of our application of it. Does that make sense? Because
Right, right, right.
you do need multiple streams of income in order to be financially set. But we try to create these multiple streams of income before we even know how to fill out a fucking LLC, excuse my language.
But
But
that's what I'm
so it's
saying.
our
We're
application
not
of the information
right. That's what I'm
as
saying.
opposed
We
to,
use the
right.
words right. That's what I'm saying. We're more using the word than actually using the meaning of the word.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? I think I term it wrong, but the term, you get what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
a guy like me that, I mean, you ask Mark, you, me, anybody else, I never come on YouTube and tell people I use multiple stream. I got multiple stream of income. But then you look at a regular Joe that's struggling in a box truck will tell you I got three businesses and none of them is successful.
Usually, but usually somebody tell you that they got multiple streams of income, they probably go try to sell you something in the next three sentences.
Well, not necessarily, because I tell people
Not
that
necessarily.
they need multiple streams of income. But
No.
I think a lot what Kirk is alluding to is that a lot of people, I think, in our community, they watch people in other communities. They get the language and the terminology. They bring it back to the audience that they have, and then they talk on this certain level like they're really doing these things. But basically, what they're doing is they're carbon copying
Carbon copying. Yep. Yep.
carbon copying Grant Cardone, Ty Lopez, Tony Robbins, and all these guys because our community isn't watching those guys. So now this person looks like the black hope of the black community, and really they don't know what the hell they talking about. So people go follow
Right.
them, they buy into whatever it is they're selling, and
Right.
then that's when they get hit with the man. I didn't learn anything. It was a scam. It was a Ponzi. It was a triangle scheme. It was a waste of money, and that's what ends up
Mm-hmm.
happening, man. Just 'cause the same
We
thing
used
happened
Yep.
during
to.
the pandemic. You had a lot of people start selling box truck courses and shit like that never did anything in the box truck. And then you had larger YouTubers that had already been on YouTube that were doing crypto, stock, whatever they were doing, right? So they already had a little money and they went and bought a box truck to create content because they were looking at Google Trends, right? And they saw that the interest was there and they had the money to go buy the box truck to create the content. And then once that trend went down, they sold the box truck, moved on, and never mentioned the box truck anymore. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically what Kirk is saying. You know, there's nothing wrong with multiple streams of income as long as those multiple streams are streaming. A lot of people say
Right.
they have multiple streams of income and
Right.
that stream ain't moving. It's a puddle. You feel what I'm
It,
Right.
saying?
it ain't a
Right.
That
puddle,
that
it's a
that
drip from the
that
faucet.
that river ain't running. You know what I'm saying? That
Right.
river need to be running. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So that's what he's saying.
Yes, sir.
Right. And so I think that really and truly you can read Joseph because Joseph just dropped, he interact with us. Really and truly we got to start focus on the root and the foundation of what we're really setting out ourselves to come accomplish, whether it's in
Mm-hmm.
business, whether it's in your personal life, whether it's anything at all. you know they interview the CEO for Louis Vuitton. I think everybody knows about this interview, and he said that he make more money in the pandemic than he have ever make any other time. You get what
Mhm.
I'm saying? They interview. They're now interviewing people after the pandemic that make millions, and they're sharing how they were talking about what demographic of people were buying in a high demand and how much they were making in a month in this and that. And we talk, me and Mark, and we talk about all of that stuff. All of that stuff. I even go as far as said that you have a child, the government gave you 350 or $400. I don't remember how much it is per child.
Mhm.
You got three babies, you are getting 1,500 or whatever. And I said that in our community, this is the first time in history your daughter and your son was going to able to get a monthly income without ever lifting a finger. And what do I said? Instead of we put in a bank, and not everybody, I'm not saying everybody, I'm not
No,
talking about
you're right though.
everybody, because there's
Hmm.
people
Hey,
who really take their money and put it aside for their kids. But I'm talking about for the majority of our community that never used to that kind of money. When that money comes along, instead of opening up a bank account for your daughter, your son, a lot of people really take that money and go do nonsense with it. You
hey,
see what
hey,
I'm
Kirk.
saying?
Hey, Kirk, is Terrence watching you in the back? Because I hear an echo. Is it a
No, no,
replay in the
no,
back? Okay.
no, that's not me. That's not
Okay.
me.
All right.
Is it me?
I don't know. I thought I heard it. Well, it was when he was talking, but it's all good. But yeah. A lot of people, the thing with the money that was given out during the stimulus, people did what they were supposed to do. They spent it. That's what they were supposed to do. They stimulated the economy. So that's like a gift and a curse type of thing. But you would think people would spend the money on something that
To
could
produce money.
produce money, and some people did have that idea.
Mm-hmm.
Hence the box truck
Right.
business. But that all goes back to what we were talking about earlier with the mindset. Not everybody is business minded. Not everybody is going to put in the work, do the research, learn the industry, get in the truck. A lot of people that invested into the box truck business during the pandemic were using that second stream or multiple stream. They were doing it to create a multiple stream of income, and this is not something that you can that you I think personally now in today's times that you could create as a multiple as an additional stream of income successfully if you haven't done it. Like, you got to get out there and do this business and learn this business um, in order to, I think, run it successfully in today's time. So that's
Yeah,
my 2 cents on that.
and you gotta be about what you say. You gotta be about your business. If you look at people that are successful in life, even when they fail, one of the most important thing that they constantly do is be about what they're about. They the guy that what is guy that the owner for Tesla. Um,
Elon.
one of the a lot of people don't know this, but he was talking about. He said one of the biggest challenge that he had was when he was building his Tesla was not the motor, was the battery. You get
And
what
that's
I'm
still
saying?
it. And that's still an issue.
Exactly.
Hmm.
And he said is the battery was the biggest part. He said, man, this motor is easy, but to keep that car on a certain type of battery, it's a lot of engineering. It's a lot of things go. A lot of people don't even know this. Those Tesla, they can caught on fire way quicker than you put in your damn grilling fire to make some
Hmm.
chicken. You get what I'm saying? And Elon Musk, he was saying that we constantly testing our bodies. We constantly doing this. We constantly doing upgrade to make sure that we perfect the battery side of our car. You get what I'm saying? And this guy's a multi-millionaire still trying to perfect. So
Billionaire.
he's a billionaire. And if he's up there, he can be like, the hell with this battery. I'm done with this. You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Much less you at the bottom that's trying to come in. You know what I mean? You
Hmm.
really gotta, if you put your mind to it, you really gotta go into it and really focus on getting in and do it the right way. You get what I'm saying? You really got to do it. You know.
Let's
But I don't know. I don't know, man. Everybody's
Yeah, man.
different. I don't know.
I appreciate y'all for having me on, man. I appreciate the opportunity to get on and
Yes,
share and
sir.
talk
Yes,
with you
sir.
gentlemen. And you're gonna hear from me in the future. I promise you that, baby.
Yeah,
okay.
man.
So thank you, Mark.
Appreciate you for coming up. No problem.
Thank you, Kirk. Peace.
Yeah, man.
Gang.
Appreciate you, man. Peace
Appreciate you,
out.
man. Later. All right, so yeah, thanks to Mr. Anthony Townsend for jumping up here. I guess we can
Hmm.
move on to the next topic. Has the box truck interest faded? I think we kind of touched on that a little bit. as box truck
Yeah,
interest faded.
the interest faded because a lot of people, like we said early on, are seeking information in the wrong area. And a lot of people who started out the wrong way fail are not coming back in.
Mm,
You know, one of the biggest thing that most people have in common that makes a lot of money is when they fail, they get back up and they retry. But if you
mm,
fail and you lose so many money or so many time or just was mislead in general, then you're not going to be interested in anymore. I think a lot of people, they bought into that dream and that success, that it builds up a resentment after they fail. You understand
mm,
what I'm saying? It's this, they don't have no, they never have any love in the beginning to say they're going to do whatever to keep there. So when they
mm,
fail the first time, they build up
mm,
a resentment. So it's like, you YouTubers are scammers. The hell with this box truck. A budget is a thief. They're ripping me off. You get what I'm saying? They have so
mm.
many under layers along the way to blame, and the interest is just it's not there. It's never gonna come back. You get
Well,
what I'm saying? It's like,
I'm
you know,
I'm speaking more to not the pandemic interest. So okay, we had the pandemic interest that ended at the end of last year. Then it cooled off, but then there was a new peak in interest like around February. So I'm speaking more to this recent peak in interest. It didn't measure to the interest of the pandemic, but there was a, because I watched the numbers. I watched the numbers. There was a peak in interest, and now, like effective, like within the past week, there has been like a slope downwards in interest. I think a lot of it may have to do that peak in interest that we saw within the last 2 months. I think that peak in interest was a lot due to people anticipating their taxes. A lot of people who didn't hop in during the pandemic were planning on hopping in during tax season. Those who hopped in did. Those that didn't. Tax season is over with, and now that interest is no longer there. The box truck business is only going to have interest when there's large lump sums of money, I think, on the table. All right. When there's
mhm.
large lump sums of money that are due to people um, at certain times of the year, let's say, then that's when you see spikes in interest. All right. And then when it's not those time periods where a lot of money is coming in within like a large lump sum, then that peak in interest um, uh, declines. I don't think we'll ever
Well,
see
well, you gotta remember
the
too. You gotta remember too. People will rather invest with money that is not theirs rather than actually invest with their money.
mhm,
You hear what I'm saying? So
mhm,
if you look at the pandemic where money was dishing out, that most of those money weren't hard working money coming from people that put 50 years in a business or work at a spot. Some of it was, but not everybody. You get what I'm saying? So then if you have tax time coming around where people are getting, I wouldn't say taxes free money, but you get what I'm saying.
yeah,
If some people do look at it like that, you know what I mean? But it's actually money it's your time, sweat, all of that you put in. You get what I'm
right,
saying? So it's gonna drum, and then when all of those people who's gonna come in, then a majority of the people is gonna say, I'm not gonna put my money up to that. So the interest is gonna shift. You get what I'm saying? It's gonna shift to something else. I bet you right now that people who shift from the box truck, I bet you right now they're looking at a different business venture.
mhm,
You get what I'm saying? And probably a new business venture at a low operating cost. And even people that failed before, they're still doing the same thing, looking for a different business adventure and stuff that they can come in at a low cost and operate at a low cost. You get what I'm saying?
yeah,
So, I mean, it's not. I think the interest in the box truck is. I don't think it's ever gonna be the same, and I think it's gonna keep declining, or it's probably just gonna reach a number where it's just like steady and just. That's it.
Hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
I think we're coming, and then the spot market rates are low too. So you got that
Spot
sentiment.
market is
You
low,
know,
demand is low, supply, everything is all out of whack right now. So it's not gonna be no great, peak interest for people to be like, yeah, I'm gonna go in, whatever, you know what I mean, do what I gotta do. You understand what
yeah,
I'm saying? It's
yeah.
just not gonna happen.
So y'all people that's still in the box truck space and that's going to be in it throughout the highs and the lows. Just remember, if there is another peak in interest, just remember who stuck around with y'all through the ups and the downs, who didn't ride waves, because there's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna be riding waves. You see what I'm saying? So just remember who rode those ups
Oh,
and those downs
oh,
with
oh,
y'all.
oh. Okay, well, my line issues best qualified when it's documented. If there's a next pandemic tomorrow,
Hmm.
some of them people gonna go right back to the same people who made them fail in the first place.
Mm.
You ain't gonna get that change. You get what I'm saying? So it's just how it is. You get what I'm saying? They're not gonna be like, well, I'm a rock with Kirk and Mart because when time were tough, they were with us. You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
They're gonna go right back to your 5 million a year box truck YouTube channel. You see what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
just how it is. The pretty girls with the face. Them
yeah.
pretty face girls. The carbon copy
The carbon
YouTubers.
the carbon copy YouTuber. Yeah, yeah.
The same line, the same line. You, you know.
I ain't been seeing a lot from Atlanta ATL, man. So I wonder how ATL business is doing as far as the
You, you ever seen a
uh
live from where?
I haven't been seeing a lot of Mr. ATL. You know,
Oh, ATL.
yeah, buddy in Atlanta. Since
I always
Amazon.
try to know. I'm not gonna ask you. I'm not gonna ask you at this line, but I always fascinated to know. You don't have to
You
tell
know,
me,
and I
but
started that whole buddy in Atlanta thing, and people ran with it.
what
I be seeing people in other lives saying buddy in Atlanta. Man, I
I
started that whole thing, buddy in Atlanta. People that I didn't know it was
always
gonna
wonder
stick
who you're
like that,
talking.
man. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
I always wonder who you're talking when you say buddy in Atlanta.
Buddy in
Not
Atlanta?
because are you talking Intro Mike?
Nah. Actually, Mike ain't buddy in Atlanta. Come on, man. Everybody know who buddy in Atlanta is.
Intro Mike live in
Nah,
Atlanta.
it's
He
about.
live.
It's a lot of YouTubers from Atlanta, but it's
That's
only
what I'm
one buddy
saying.
from Atlanta. Listen,
Are you car?
there's
Are you
only
car?
one
Are you
buddy
talking
from
Chris?
Atlanta.
Are
Who?
you talking Chris TV? Because Chris TV is shooting guns right now.
Man, Chris TV was one of the box truck YouTubers that was a YouTuber that already had YouTube money, and when box trucking started to trend, he could go out and buy a truck, create content around the truck. Then he bought a hot shot. He created content around the hot shot, and when it started to fizzle off, he didn't even mention he was selling the trucks. He didn't mention he was getting out. It's just one day he did a box truck video. The next day he did a gun video, and he never did a box truck video again.
Yeah,
And
he's a gun trainer right now.
he's
He's
a gun.
training
He's
how
a
to build.
right, and a
But
lot of
see,
people
but
are
see,
doing guns now.
but
Hmm.
see, but see here, but see, here's the thing with him though. He sticked around. You
Hmm.
get what I'm saying?
He sticked
That's what
around
I'm
on what?
saying.
What do you mean?
No, no, I'm saying even though he's not doing box truck content no more, he shift to a different niche, but he's still around. There are YouTubers who's not around at all.
Mm.
They're out of here.
Yeah,
You get what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I gotta do this research that you're talking about, Buddy in Atlanta, because I never
man.
asked you who you're talking.
You gotta be crazy, man. Everybody know who Buddy in Atlanta is.
You
You
know I'm
can't
a
tell
name
me you
caller.
don't know Buddy in there.
Oh
Yeah, we
man,
don't
I
call
could think
names.
about something. We ain't gonna call no name tonight,
No,
but I
I
will do
don't
some
call no
research.
names.
The next
Buddy
time
in
you
Atlanta.
come on the live, I'm gonna ask you who is Buddy in Atlanta.
Come on, man. You know who Buddy in Atlanta is. You know who Buddy in Atlanta is. But
Oh
yeah, man.
man.
That's a good business model that we can utilize. We can utilize Buddy in Atlanta's business
Uh-huh.
model, and like you don't see him. I don't see him like he used to just come up in my feed a lot. You know what I'm saying? And
Uh-huh.
I don't follow him or anything, but because of the certain tags, I follow certain tags. So
Mm-hmm.
his content would always come up in those tags, and I don't see him in the tags. I had to make sure he didn't block me or something. So I had to go see if I could see the page, and his page is there. But that's a good example, to use to like, man, that the interest is slowly fading. Now his interest is probably faded because his business model was pretty much structured around one thing, and by them changing their what's the word I want to use? I want to use a good big word. Their procedure, let's say, to on board, right? By them changing that and going to the 180 day model, that just stifled his whole business model. You know what I'm saying? So now I think
Mm.
he's doing DAT courses. I don't know, some other stuff,
So
but
so so that's like the same thing where we were talking about when I talk about on my channel when I was mentioning to you the other day when I said instead of doing one pick one drop, why not learn final mile, middle mile? You get what I'm saying? Use the app,
mm-hmm,
all of that stuff. Because
mm-hmm,
it's the same thing where if you're teaching one thing, which is Amazon
mm-hmm,
and the internet, and then Amazon institute a change,
mm-hmm,
it's gonna affect your content. You get what I'm
mm-hmm,
saying?
mm-hmm,
And it's gonna affect the way you make your content because you can't send people to Amazon no more because they gotta wait 180 days. You get what
yeah,
I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
But
But
but but if you teach people a variety of different things, that's the word I was looking for. A variety of different things. Well, do a little Amazon, do a little Final Mile, do a little OTR, get all those experience. Even if you decide to stay local or whatever choices you make, but at least get a little of each, you know, area in your system. Then if something shift within any of those market, you still be
mm-hmm,
afloat. And I think
mm-hmm,
that's what Anthony was saying early on when we were talking about Amazon, because like he said, he was getting ready to go in, but he wasn't stuck on Amazon. You get what I'm saying?
mm-hmm,
Because his mind was open for other areas or opportunities in other areas versus a guy who really focused on Amazon and they get hit with that 180 days, that 180 days. You get
mm-hmm,
what I'm saying? So, but in Atlanta, like you said, if he's teaching in that area, then how am I going to continue teaching if I can't even get people to sign up tomorrow, a week later, a month later? You get what I'm saying? And I think that's for a lot of YouTubers in general
mm-hmm.
that talks about Amazon. I may be wrong. I don't know. I don't want to say every YouTuber, but I don't know. I could be wrong.
Not too many people talking about Amazon like that no more. You see a few here and there, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But even with that, this is a good, segue. Even with that, Amazon for a couple of years was like creme de la creme. I don't know why, what I'm saying? People hold it to such a high regard, but it was creme de la creme, and everybody had to create Amazon content because just putting Amazon in your title, you were guaranteed to get views. That
Yeah,
interest
because
is
it goes back.
fizzled.
It goes back to what, and I guess that's what Anthony was saying early on about the demographic.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? And the community. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it's the same thing you were saying. So it's like when you put a certain niche or a certain title and you send it out on the internet, it draws in a certain demographic that are looking for that shortcut way to success. You get what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
don't want to put in that work, or if this part right here is easy, why not just stay focused on the easy part? You see what I'm saying?
But was Amazon really a shortcut? I never saw it as a shortcut way uh,
No,
to
no,
success.
Amazon,
Go ahead. Go
it's
ahead.
not a shortcut way. It's not a, you know, what I would like to do, and you can maybe we tried this a long time, or maybe, I don't know, maybe we get somebody who fully understand Amazon. I'm not just talking about, I'm talking about somebody that can have a reasonable
I got the
conversation about,
I got the
uh,
lady, but she said before she can do it, she has to run it through a lawyer. So this was 2 weeks ago. I'm still waiting to get back because
okay.
she, I did a video last year about DSPs and everything that I
Mm-hmm.
said was happening to DSPs and was going to continue to happen. It recently just happened to her. Perfect
Mm.
score, perfect rating score, you know what I'm saying? And without notice, without reason, perfect score, they gave her a 30-day.
Mm-hmm.
And Amazon
And that,
says we don't have to give
yeah,
you
go
a
ahead.
reason. Is your 30 days? Sign this NDA. We'll give you 10 grand, or don't sign it and whatever. And then the employees could go work for another DSP. So I got one, but she's running everything past the lawyer, and if it's a clearance, then I'm gonna bring her on, and
Yeah,
we can.
I want you to bring somebody on that can have a reasonable conversation, and somebody that's like sitting down on in a certain area that can have a dialogue about Amazon, because I really want to know what the hype was about. I really want to know.
I,
All I hear is, this is what I hear. This is what I hear. All I hear is, y'all ain't doing this because y'all ain't understand this, and you know this guy over the warehouses and all. I need somebody who can sit down and have that breakdown side of it. You get what I'm saying?
well, all you hear now is just people complaining about it. Everybody that I see is complaining about it, and then the people who work for it before, you just don't hear them at all no more. So it's either people not saying nothing no more, or people are complaining about it. So now everybody's trying to
Hmm.
figure out these contracts or this poster truck. And to me, like, like I want to, I always knew the term poster truck. I would hear, YouTubers and people say it that run
Yeah.
Amazon, you got to post your truck. And I knew what it was, but I never really comprehended or took the time to think about it until recently. So basically, what that is you're
Hmm.
posting your truck availability for a certain time frame, and within that time, it's like you're doing it's like you're putting yourself on call for a certain
And
period of time.
standby. Yeah, and
Right.
standby.
And stand by.
Right.
And within that, I guess it's a 24-hour period. Correct me, to my in the chat if I'm wrong. So for that 24-hour period, Amazon can contact you at any time within 2 hours notice and tell you need to be at the facility.
Hmm.
Like, I'm not like, that's like being on call at like a retail store, like back in the day. Like, man, you know what?
Yeah.
Be on call.
So,
We're gonna call. If we don't call you from 9 to 11, then you got the day off. But like then they'll give you a 2 hour window, not 24 hours. So basically, you're sitting around for 24 hours. That means you can't plan anything. You can't do anything because they can contact you with the 24. That's not a way I want to live life. That's not a way I want to live life, man. So you
You
tweaking.
tweaking.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I really just took the time since I've been sick, and I just like. So you mean to tell me I got to sit around and wait 24 hours, and on the 23rd hour I could be ready to crawl my ass in the bed and go to sleep, and they could just drop something on me, and I have to go
yeah.
do it.
Yeah, it's like you turn your truck into a on call. It's like you you it's like you become a courier. It's sort of like you become a courier, like you work for a courier service,
Yeah.
but they put you on the on call. Uh, you have the on call side of the work. You have regular work, but you
Mm-hmm.
also, they to get extra money. they put you on call. You get what I'm saying?
But
I
for
used to have
24
a contract
hours?
like, yes, I used to have a guy like that I used to do Amtrak. You get what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
he would give me regular work, but he can also call me 8 o'clock to send me to Boston, and I gotta go. So if I'm in my bed lying down, I gotta
Mm-hmm.
get up and leave. You tweaking, Mark. You.
I'm just used to dedicated, you know what I'm saying? I'm just man, like, damn, so you done went, man, you can't do nothing. You just basically sitting around
I,
waiting.
and you can start. You can. So you can do one load in the morning, post your truck, and wait that whole entire time, and say, "All right, man, forget it. I'm done for the day." And the last minute they call you, and you have to go because you committed to that.
I'm not
But that's what
laughing,
I'm
man, but
saying. People do it. People do it. That's what I'm saying. Mark, you put the dumbest stuff out here in the most the you could put it where less people in the world would understand it, where nobody would understand it at all. There'd be somebody signing up for it. You don't understand it, man. Trust me. You don't understand the Amazon thing, but trust me, there are people that's gonna sign up for it. I don't get it. I always say I don't do Amazon. It's not my kind of money, and I leave it at that. I don't really get into why. I just say it's not my kind of money. It's not for me. You get what I'm saying?
mm-hmm,
My life, my expense, all of that stuff, it's just not for me. You get what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
But I see guys come on the internet and they defend Amazon
Not
to
no
the
more.
core.
I don't see nobody
Well,
defending it no more. I just see people complaining about it. You know, I don't see
well,
anybody going to bat for it no more. Um,
right.
I hear people complaining about those contracts. I hear people complaining about the rates. But we know why the rates are the rates. Like, I don't think anybody should complain about the rates, period.
Hmm.
But the whole contract thing and the posted truck and just the their whole
You, you
business
know what I think
model.
you should do? You know what I think you should do? I don't mean
Don't.
to cut you off.
No, I'm not. Whatever it is, if it's centered around Amazon, I'm straight, bro. I don't want no. Because I tried to tell people this last year. I'm not going to go back. I'm not doing it. I told people what it was going to be. People didn't want to
Oh
believe it. They
man.
didn't want to accept the truth. So I'm not, I don't, because I don't really care about Amazon like that. But I was trying to
Oh man.
forewarn people. I don't got time to be arguing with people and trying to help people and then arguing and fighting and nah, man, I'm cool. I'm
We're
straight. But
gonna get somebody.
go ahead and say what you was gonna say though. I'm curious to know exactly what it was gonna be, but I'm not
I was
gonna
gonna
do it.
say
But
you need. I was gonna say you need to put one of your truck into an Amazon account, man, and
hell
put a
no,
driver in
hell no, because man, it's not. So I gotta post a truck and like, listen, driver, I'm gonna post this truck, but I don't know when you're gonna have to work. They may call me,
it.
and then if they call me, I'm gonna call you, and then they may not. So just
Hey,
sit down for 24 hours, but don't do nothing. Don't go
I,
nowhere. Don't take your kids to school. Don't go to Great America Six Flags because they might call. Just sit on your hands for 24 hours. And if you
I
don't hear
don't think
from me,
it's
that
that.
means it's that way. I'm trying to told you. I'm trying to
No,
told you
I
what
think
it's
I think
that way.
hey
Listen,
hey I think
hey.
you should get somebody who posts their truck. I don't think
Nah,
it's that
somebody who run
extreme.
Amazon, can somebody come up here and let me know if I'm wrong about posting truck? Is it you posting your truck for a 24-hour period and they can call you within those 24 hours? So that means you're sitting by idly for 24 hours. Don't knowing if you're going to get a call. You may get a call. You may not get a call. You know what I'm saying? You can't do anything.
I don't think it's
You
that extreme, man.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Can somebody let me know if I'm tweaking or if it's, that's what it is? Because if I'm tweaking, I
Yeah.
hit the button. I hit
You
the button for
tweaking.
myself. I hit the button
You
for
So
myself.
tweaking.
so you're saying that you post a truck on Amazon and you're literally on the clock from that moment, dedicated to Amazon.
When you're not on the clock, you're waiting to see if you can get on the clock. If
Well,
that
you
makes
want
any
well you
sense.
no, you on the clock. You on the clock, and you can't do
Well,
nothing. until
When
the last minute out.
you on the clock, but you ain't getting paid. So
That's what I'm saying.
you
Because if you can't move until the last minute run out, then you on the clock.
Anthony said you can remove the post at any time. Is that true? I thought there was some type of penalty if you post a truck. I thought you had to like. I thought you. It's some type of restriction on removing. Like Mark should do Amazon for a month and post a video. Hey, I'm not doing this. No, 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 no,
That's
no,
what
no,
I'm
no.
telling you, man.
I ain't doing that. I thought about it last year. I did think about it. I thought about it. I did think about it. I said, man, I
See,
should
this is
go.
see Air, change the
But
subject, cause see this is wait,
no,
change the subject, cause see this is where you get in trouble with people with
no,
Amazon,
no.
man.
I'm not gonna get in
Leave
trouble.
leave
Let me
Amazon
finish.
alone.
Let me finish. I was gonna do it last year to dispel the myths, but eventually I just decided not to do it, and everything that I said was gonna happen started to happen. So, you know what I'm saying? I was just kind of anxious and didn't want to wait. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of wanted that insurance policy too, because when you forecasting, it's forecasting. Even though I was confident on what I was saying, there's still a percentage of, it could go the other way. So, but I don't have to do it now. I'm not gonna be playing like these people complain about contract. I see people making videos, multiple people making videos to experiment with I seen 3 different YouTubers do experimental contract videos. Just where they said it like, okay, I'm gonna accept the contract just so I can see what it is, so I can pass the information along for content. And
Mhm.
everybody complained about it. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Mhm.
I'm more concerned about. I want to know about this poster truck. I want to know if you really sitting by for 24 hours and sitting on your hands and waiting for these folks to call
But
you.
but maybe those people who do Amazon like that, maybe because they are accustomed to sitting down until maybe running at night, they don't mind post the truck, and then when a load come available in the daytime, I don't know if it's when they're posting the truck, day or night or just both. Because
If
maybe.
I wonder if QB is in here because QB actually did a video and he said that they called him
Uh-huh.
right before he got ready to go to bed, like the 23rd to 24th hour. The 23rd, like
Oh man.
20, it was like 23 hours and 45 seconds. He had like 15 minutes left. You know what I'm saying? I knew it was a last minute. He thought they wasn't going to
So
call him because it
he
was so last minute. He had to get up. He did a video. He just
so
one of his recent videos. Hmm.
so QB did a video where he's literally about to go to bed. You're saying,
Something like that. I
or
don't know.
or
It's
or, or
something.
he's already in bed,
He was
or
getting
he's
in the
just probably
bed
saying,
in bed.
mm-hmm,
It was the last minute or something. Something to the
uh-huh.
fact that it was last minute and they contacted him. I think he had to go. So
And he had to get up and go. So what? You couldn't turn it down. But if Anthony say you can turn it down, you should be able
I
to
don't,
turn
I
it
don't
down.
think you can turn it down. I think if they call you, shit, you put you listen. It's just like this. If you put your truck up there available and they call you, you can't be like, no, it's not available no more. Just like being a man, you gave them your word. Listen, I'm pretty sure when you
Mm-hmm.
post your truck before you close it out, there's some type of disclaimer there, and they're letting you know that it's probably going to affect your score. They may charge you back, whatever, before you hit the
Mm-hmm.
accept button. So if they call you, you've posted your truck. So we're coming to you because you said you had a truck available. You see what I'm saying? But what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying is, as a person who has an asset, who has a truck, is this what it comes to? Is this what it has come to for people? That you gotta sit and put your truck somewhere and you just gotta keep your fingers crossed. Cause that's how I'm looking at it. You just keeping your fingers crossed. Well, hopefully they call me. And hopefully they call me, you know, sooner than later because I start getting sleepy around 9 o'clock and now you got to keep your eyes open, drink coffee and stuff because you don't want to miss that call. Because if you miss that call, then I think it's even worse if you miss the
Well,
call.
read what great Jay the Great said. The last three posts
He said,
in the chat.
He said, if you get a load, you cannot turn it down without
Mhm.
penalty to your score. Okay.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
you can cancel to post a truck before you get a load. Okay. Mark, you're right.
Mhm.
Amazon ain't worth it at all. So basically, you cannot turn it down because they have a metric system. And
Mhm.
but if you decide that you don't want to do it anymore, something else came up, you can cancel
Then
it as long as you cancel it before they contact you. You're fine.
so
I'm assuming.
QB should have can't. So QB is at fault. You can't blame Amazon for that because if
No,
QB knew, wait, wait,
I'm
wait.
not.
If
Go
QB
ahead.
knew he's gonna go to bed, he should have canceled the damn truck. You see
Well,
what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, but I'm not even speaking to the fact of that. I'm speaking to the whole model for that
Mhm.
particular lane. Not nothing against
Mhm.
Amazon. If they got a model, they got a model, and if people are adhering to that model, then more kudos to them. But what I'm saying is,
Mhm.
like, me personally, like, I have a truck. You got a truck, right?
Mhm.
Me personally, I know that there's work out there that you can go get and get dedicated, where you don't have to resort to
Right.
um, putting your truck on an open load board with the hopes of a company contacting you for work.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, I
Right.
get
Right.
it, but man, that's like a truck on standby. I don't think people got
Mhm.
into the space to put their truck on standby. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm
Well,
saying.
well,
Like,
well,
ah,
well, well, well. If a lot of people are following the information that is leading them to believe that whether you post your truck or whether you uh were on Amazon or whatever information they're getting from Amazon that's gonna lead to a big profit, then yeah, they're gonna do what they're gonna do and they're gonna believe that.
man.
You
But I said
understand?
it.
So
Mhm.
if QB posts his truck and believe that he's gonna, and I know he doesn't believe that. I'm just using that as an example. But if he posts his truck and believe that there's gonna be guaranteed work, right,
Uh,
at a
uh,
certain price, but he might have to lose the time that you said he's losing, then I mean, he's in to him is the risk is he's gonna take the risk. You're
I
not gonna do it, but he's gonna do it.
no. I think somebody in the chat said he forgot to cancel it. He forgot and left his post up. I was just using him for an example. I don't think
Mhm.
he's, I don't, I don't. He's young, but he knows he comes from a trucking background. I think his father was a trucker, so he has a little bit more experience, even though he's young. Uh, uh, because his father was a trucker. I just like they said. I think he just forgot to take it down, but that's what kind of made me zero in on that whole model. Was what listening to him in that video, and I kind of knew this already, but I never really zeroed in and paid attention. But I paid attention to his video. I'm like, wait a minute, so basically, you like on the truck is like on call, basically, like, and
Mhm.
I'm like, damn, like, it's a lot of shit that you could do out here where you could just go get straight to it. I just don't,
Right. Right.
me personally, but
But
like
see,
everything.
but see, but see, Mark, you can't. All right. One of the things that you got to understand, like, yeah, you're gonna do it, and you're whatever you're not gonna do, whatever you're gonna do, whatever I
Mhm.
would do, you got to understand. Again, it always goes back to the structure of your business and how it's all set up in the beginning. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you might not post your truck and wait it out,
Mhm.
but to another guy, it worth it. You
Hey,
get
hey,
what I'm
hey! If
saying?
if
Like
Q
it
if
worth
QB
it.
is if QB is in the chat watching, hit the link. I wonder because I
You
know
know what I'm
sometimes
saying?
he be in the I know sometimes he be in the chat. I just want to
Yeah,
know. I want to know something. I
yeah.
want to know
So
something. let me
if
put this.
if 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 you're not gonna do it, there's somebody who's gonna do it, and that's just how it is.
No, I
It might not worth it to you, but
no,
listen, listen. Even though partial make people a lot more money, there's people who's
hmm
not gonna do it. It don't worth it to them.
for Amazon, it's a great business model. If people do it, then it's
Mhm.
great. But what I'm saying, Amazon, and I said this last year. I don't know which live I said it on. It was one of the earlier ones on one of those Tuesday night live streams I used to do. I said, man, Amazon is building their whole business model and they're using people. I said, listen, I said for
Mhm.
Amazon, I said it verbatim just like this. I said for Amazon to be as big as they are, they have some of the most laxed rules and regulations compared to other trunking companies their size. Their
Mhm.
rules, they have a strict metric system, but their rules were very, very lax. A lot of stuff Amazon allowed people to get away with. And I just found that strange. But I didn't find it strange. I knew why they were doing it because they had so much volume that they needed all hands on deck. And if they had strict rules and strict regulations and strict onboarding procedures, and let's say they were implemented 180 days back then, they wouldn't have been able to meet the demand that they had. They would There
Mhm.
was no way they would have been able to build a business model of same day delivery, next day delivery. You got to understand, before Amazon created the 2 day delivery, the standard delivery was 5 to 7 days. If you ordered
Mhm.
anything, it was 5 to 7 days. That was the standard. Amazon was the innovator of two. The first feat was 2 day delivery, right? 2 day delivery. Once they got that down pat, then they said, okay, we got 2 day delivery down. Now we're gonna go next day delivery. All right, boom. They conquered and they mastered next day delivery. Then they said, you know what? We could do same day delivery, and then they started doing same day delivery. They implemented a 299 threshold where you could pay for same day delivery, and then if you were Prime and you ordered certain things the same day, you spent a certain dollar amount, then you got it for free. But here's the thing: they wouldn't have been able to conquer any of those challenges if they didn't have the manpower and the vehicles, right? And if they would have
Mhm.
had a very strict infrastructure, strict rules, strict guidelines, like their peers in the space that are of their size, FedEx, UPS, there is no way they would have been able to meet those feats that they met. 2 day, same day, 2 day, next day, same day. All right. They had to lax. They had to purposely lax all of those rules and regulations and turn a blind eye to certain things because they knew they needed vehicles and they needed bodies to build their
Right.
business up. They used people. They used people, and I told people what they were doing. I said, once they're done using you, once they
Mhm.
build up their fleet, I said one or two things is going to happen. Either one, they're going to build up their fleet, or two, consumer buying behavior is going to change and volume is going to go down to the point where they're not going to need all these people anymore, and they're going to have a reason to get rid of them. They're just going to start tightening up on their rules and regulations, and that's what you see doing. And they've been doing it. 6, 7, 8 months ago, they introduced the double loads or whatever. They stopped letting people run double loads, and they started checking for IDs at the gate or whatever, medical cards. And then they did something else. Then they did something else. Then they went to the 180 days. They don't need all those people no more. They use people when they needed to use them, and then when they didn't need them no more, they kicked them to the curb. How did I know this was going to happen? Because I saw it happen with Amazon before, and I said that I saw it happen 2 to 3 times already. I saw it happen
Mhm.
with the DSP model twice.
Mhm.
But people don't want to listen. So
Yeah.
I'm just curious to know, you know, even still, like, and then I see people like, man, I got to keep my score for what? Listen, if it sucks, it sucks. if the chick got herpes, you gonna go hit her again? Like it don't make sense. Like if you don't like it, you don't like it. Why would you? If you're complaining about it, why go back? If the chick got herpes,
Hmm.
I don't care how she look in the face and how big her butt is. I'm
Why do you go back?
you why you going back? I don't get it, bro. Tweaking.
Yeah, they got some type of control over people once they go there, and that's why I said like people defend them. People do, people do live, and they get all passionate about Amazon. You know what I mean? When doing their live and talking about it in their video. You know what I mean? So I don't know what Amazon do to them, but and Amazon don't even pay for their promotion. I mean, there's people that promote their business and make videos and do all type of stuff on Amazon, and Amazon, it's not like they're getting a cut from anything. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Mm,
So
I don't know.
I don't know.
But
Hey man, we're gonna find somebody that can come and talk about Amazon.
yeah, I got, but it's a lot of legal ramifications behind it. I got one person, but we still going through the legal process with the lawyers, and even still,
Mm-hmm.
if she comes on, it's like certain things we can talk about, and certain things we can't. You know what I'm saying? But she didn't sign an NDA. She didn't sign an NDA, so she can talk. But I, but without saying too much, certain things she's not gonna be able to talk about because what happens when you get let go. You know what happens after that. So,
Mm-hmm.
uh, uh, yeah. So, man, I think that's about it. We talked about
Hey
the
man,
community.
hey man,
Uh,
hey man, leave Amazon alone, man. You always get in trouble when you
man,
mess with
I
Amazon,
I
man.
haven't talked about Amazon in months, and I really didn't
You
talk
know,
about it right now. I just, I just wanted to know what the whole poster truck thing was about.
post a truck.
Yeah, yeah. I just,
Yeah, we might have to get QB to explain that.
yeah, I'm DM him,
You
see
know what
if
I
he
mean?
want to explain it in detail, and I think we got the gist of it, though. I think we got the gist of it. Who was this in the chat? Kind of explained it. It's pretty much the same thing. Jada Great. It's the same thing. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So it is what it is. But yeah, I know
Mm-hmm.
QB does it. I'm a DM him and see if he wants to be a. Might just bring him on the show next week and just make him the guest for the whole show. We'll just put him on a guest for the whole show if he wants to do it, and that way we can
Right,
pick his brain on things we don't do, specifically
right.
Amazon, um,
I
and we
just
go
really
from
want to
there.
find out what I just really want to find out the big fascination behind it. Because I think people are infatuated with it. You know what I mean?
I think people use it as a safety net. I see a lot of people just hold on to it as a just in case. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and but every now and again, I guess if your Amazon account is dormant for a while, I don't know what the time frame is. You got to run a load just to keep your score because they'll zero out
Mm-hmm.
your score if it's dormant. So I think a lot of people just hold on to it just as a safety net. But I mean,
But just like you were saying early on, is you don't understand why would I get what you're saying,
mm-hmm,
but let's put it in a different context, right?
yeah,
Why if I go to a logistic company tomorrow, let's say I go to AB Logistics and they
mm,
gave me a day route at 450 a day, right?
uh-huh,
And there's a lot of different logistic company around me, right? But
yeah,
let's just say I get opportunity with one. You get what I'm saying?
mm-hmm,
Um, why would I rather Amazon over those logistic company? Because I'm guaranteeing to get 450 a day. You get what I'm saying? So this is why it's so important to talk to somebody that does the Amazon side of it, because you're getting guaranteed money versus money that is not even guaranteed. YouTuber made videos saying that I just book a load, I drive an hour and a half, I show up, the load is canceled. You
They
get what
give
I'm
you
saying?
they pay you for that. I think it's one.
They pay you
Somebody
one
put it
seventy
once.
five, but
Okay.
you just bought $200 gas, because you bought $200 gas to run the load. You didn't buy $200 gas knowing that you're gonna get a cancellation. So either way, I still lose, money and time and wear and tear my vehicle. If I'd sign up with a logistic company and get 450 a day, at least by the time I go in, I know what I'm doing for the day. I know if I'm gonna have a route, so that way, or I will know right then and there if I'm on standby.
Hmm.
So I really don't get the concept behind it. You get what I'm saying? Uh, uh,
I don't get it either.
Joe Joseph have a question in the in
For
the
you,
in the
yeah, I popped it up there. Kirk, explain
okay.
posted
So the
truck on DAT.
when you post your truck on DAT, instantly Burker start to call you. Instantly, it's not, you don't have to wait and no. There's no time set. You post your truck, instantly the broker is gonna call you now, and all the description is there. Once you fill it out correctly, the most of the time what I find with DAT posted truck, even when you put that you have a box truck, 26 foot with the weight, all of that stuff, you still will find brokers calling you thinking it's a semi. I don't know if it's DAT or they just not reading the post correctly. But I've posted my truck a few times and people calling me asking for a semi. And I'm like, no, or they'll call me and be like, hey, you still got a load posted? And I'm like, yeah. Okay, I got 26 pallet going over to Alabama paying 1800. 26 pallet, I got a box truck. You get what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. So that's the only fault I find with DAT. I'm pretty sure most of them is not probably reading the description, the posted description correctly. They just see
Hmm.
that a truck is posted and they need a truck. You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Um, but there's no it's similar to Amazon, but there's no like
Penalties. That's all I'm saying.
yeah,
This
yeah, there's
model
no
has
penalty.
existed. This
Yeah, and
model has existed in
I
trucking since forever, but there's
listen,
no penalties.
yeah, listen, and I can still get a call about a box truck load, and if the rate is not right, I still
You
can
could just say
refuse it,
no. Right. You can refuse it.
and still keep my postage truck up there active until
Right.
I took it down or it expired. Because the thing with DAT, it expired automatically. You don't have to really change it.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But I post my truck quite a time, and people call, and I'm like, no, I can't do it for that. Or yeah, I can't go to that state. Or no, I'm not gonna take that. You get what I'm saying?
Right. And
But with
then, excuse me.
Amazon, it's like once they
There's
call you, it's like it
ramifications.
seems like, yeah, okay, you don't want it? No. Okay, get it score.
Yeah, they're gonna punish you. So
Yeah, yeah, and I don't know. People do it. People comfortable with it. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know.
I don't know either, but it is
But
what it
we're
is.
gonna have to get somebody to do it, man. We're
I'm
gonna have
gonna,
to get somebody to do it.
I'm gonna ask QB if we want to talk about it next week, and we go from there. So I guess we covered everything today.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess it was a good show. So a lot of people
We ain't
came
gonna
in late.
hold them up too much.
Nah, we ain't gonna hold them up too much. You got anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here?
I know, man. I just wanna um kind of go over what we are talking about earlier, and just focus on businesses, and like we said, unity in the space. I think we do need more unity as YouTubers, and YouTubers teaching and talking to people. We do need the support, because sometimes you don't want to give up, and you don't want to you don't want to give up, and you don't want to give up on the people around you. But because you know that you're already committed, not only on a mental level but on a financial level, it's like your passion just keep you going. You know what I mean? Because you're in it for the right reason. Like Anthony came earlier and said that, you know, we're the last two guys here that are still talking. You get what I'm saying? So if we're here talking, educating, teaching you guys, letting you guys know that, look, man, do this, do that. Once you do it the right way, this is the result. I think that that in itself is a wealth of information that if applied correctly in your business, that you would be out here longer and see the result that you're actually looking for. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We do need to support one another. We have to change that. You get what I'm saying? We do need to support one another. Um, I don't know. Maybe we need to extend the podcast. Maybe we need to do more days. Maybe we need, like Anthony was suggesting, maybe we need to, you know, I don't know. Maybe we need to
So
just, keep people more informed because they're listening to us. They're listening to us, especially the Monday
so
show. They love
so
it.
so he mentioned something that me and you talked about months ago, which
Mhm.
was a seminar. And
Mhm.
y'all probably don't know, but we talked about it. I was going to do it by myself, but then once I got to making calls and
Mhm.
calculating everything, like it's going to cost a lot of money. So what
I
I
I
just
think we
did,
should. I think
hold
we
on,
should do like a meet or greet, maybe.
hold on. So I just put up a poll in the chat. I'm just curious to see what the poll going to turn out to be. It says if Mark and Kirk funded, hold on, where is it at?
Mhm.
If Mark and Kirk funded a box truck seminar, would you pay to attend in whatever city it was hosted? So basically, if a box truck seminar was put together, you would have to obviously cover your flight, right? You would have to cover
Mhm.
your room and board, right? And you would also have to cover your your ticket into the seminar, right? Like we don't have any sponsorship or none of that. So like these are things that we thought about. Would people be willing to pay for this type of stuff? Because then on top of that, we would have to pay for the event space. We would also have to pay for the panelists. I've reached out to some panelists when I was doing my research on how much this was going to cost me. And, when you get to dealing with people on the panel, you got to pay. They going to want to get paid. You going to have to pay for they airfare, they room and board, you know what I'm saying? Their
Mhm.
ground transportation, all that costs. So the last thing I want to do, like based off what we were talking about tonight, is sponsor something, put something together, pay for
Mhm.
it, and just don't have enough ticket sales to even at least recoup the money that was put into it. So I'm just curious. I'm just
I
curious.
think I think if you put it together, I think people would spend because then that would see a lot of people would like to know, and this is another thing too. A lot of people sometimes they see you on the internet, but they want to do business with you, but they want to get
Mm-hmm.
comfortable and they want to actually see who they're doing business with, not just from the internet. You get what I'm
But
saying? And I think
but
that curiosity part of a man or a woman is
mm-hmm.
something that will never go away. So I think that if you put it together and the price is right, a lot of people will
Because
show up.
here's the thing, he's not the first person to say that. And my thing is I don't I don't want to say I don't mind doing it. I know how much it's gonna cost to do it, and I just don't
Mhm.
see if I spend the money on doing it. I don't think I'll make the money back. I don't think I'll make the money back. You know what I'm saying? At least break even. You know what I'm saying? I don't see
Mhm.
it. I just don't. I don't think the space is that. I don't think it's that big enough. I don't think
So
it's
you
that.
so you
Hmm?
so you don't think so you don't so there's 45 people watching you right now. You don't think 45 people will fly out to come and see Mark?
It ain't about seeing Mark because Mark ain't gonna be the only person up there. It'd probably be like a 1 or 2 day event. It'd be like freight truck, one of these other trucking seminars. It'd be like 2 days, and you'll have different
Mhm.
panelists. I'll have gig panelists. I have hot shot panelists. You have box truck panelists. Some of your
Mhm.
favorite box truck YouTubers would be there. I get logistics companies to come and set up booths and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, the venue got to get paid for. Chairs, the tables got to get paid for. The permits got to
Mhm.
get paid for. The panelists got to get paid for. The flights got to get paid for. The hotel rooms got to get paid for. A lot of stuff has to get paid for. And you know, I just don't think this space is based out like everything we was talking about earlier. The community is just
Mhm.
not there that they'd be willing to invest into. I don't think the space is there where there people are willing and to invest into flying out to a seminar to gain information, to network, to rub shoulders. They're just not there yet, man. It's just not
Yeah,
there yet, man.
but see, that's the part that we were talking about early on, the unity, because you're not only coming to a event to listen to us talk and to other panelists. You're coming to socialize with people. You're coming to make network. Who knows? You might show up and your cousin is there that had a
Uh,
box shop business for the last 2 years that you didn't know. You get what I'm saying? So
yeah.
it opens you up. You know what I mean?
It's not a DR. It's not about. It's not about. Can you charge for a virtual seminar? It's not about. Here's the thing. The only reason like it came across, let's say my desk months ago, is because somebody had asked me. A couple people had asked me, and then even in this live, I asked Anthony, and that was something that came up, and it's something that I already did the research on months ago. Because
Mhm.
people have inquired about it. Yeah, you could do a virtual seminar, and you probably could charge for it, or we could probably do one pro bono. But the in person one seems to be what people want. But I
Mhm.
just don't see it making money. Now maybe, and I'm saying when I say make money, like it's
I
got to at
don't.
least it's got to at least break even.
Yeah, but I wouldn't jump to that conclusion and say you don't see it making money. Because
Mhm,
here's the thing with our community. We'll spend. You get what I'm saying?
mhm,
People will spend, like we said early on when we were talking about the money situation early on in their life. People will spend. You get what I'm saying? It's just what value are they spending on and what they think they're getting in return.
mhm.
So I wouldn't say a person wouldn't buy $150 ticket to come and see you plus fly out with his
Uh,
wife for the weekend for 2 days. I wouldn't say that. You get what I'm saying? People will, because there's genuinely people that just by watching you and me,
mhm.
they're like, yeah, I really want to know who is this guy. You get what I'm
But me,
saying?
but me and you are enough to break even. Cause here's the thing: if I were to do
Oh
something
yeah,
like this,
you will. Trust me, you
but
will.
but but what I'm saying is I don't do nothing half-assed. So if I were to put my name on it, uh it would have to like okay, so basically if you're gonna do a seminar, right, it would have to be worth people's while. If they're gonna fly out, they gotta book a hotel, they gotta book a plane ticket, they gotta purchase their entrance into the convention center, right? They gotta
Mhm.
eat while they're here, they gotta take Ubers
Mhm.
while they're here, they gotta rent a car if they're gonna decide to rent a
Right.
car. It's a 2 day event.
Mhm.
They're investing into the information. So I have to make sure that uh,
Okay.
the people that are going to be at this seminar is going to be enough people there of value that they're going to walk away with something. So that means just not me and you. It's got to be other influencers there in different
Mhm.
facets of the logistics industry. There has to be third party logistics companies on board, right? There has to be
Mhm.
other entities and logistics on board that, listen, when they come into this convention center, it's like going to a healthcare convention, or it's like going to a trucking convention. You got over 100 booths and 100 different roads that a person could take and network and get information from. You got private events. You know what I'm saying? Here, you know what? Anthony Townsend, man, I see you in all my lives. I got you said you got your bot you in Charlotte, you know what I'm saying? Guess what? It's a couple logistics companies that are based right there out of North Carolina, and the president and the national for carrier procurement is here. They're having a private event. They're gonna have I don't know, Bad Bunny, performing at this price for execs and select influencers. But I want you to be my guest. Things like that, because when there's seminars, there's a lot of private events going on. It's a place where people can rub shoulders. So I want to make sure if a person going to spend a thou wow, let's say, to come out, then I want to make sure it's worth their while, that they're going to walk away with at least 2 or 3 business cards or some type of direct connect, that when they go back to their home market, they can say, you know what, this is a good lead. Man, that trip was worth it, man. I may be able to work my number. I met some cool people out there. I can build off of this. Right now, I just don't.
I would. I still
I
wouldn't say
don't.
that.
Okay.
I still wouldn't say that. I still wouldn't say that because that's like, see, it's a difference when people are meeting in person. That's a whole separate set of people you're talking about. You get
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Versus
Okay.
a set of people that are staying home, like Dr. He might be an internet guy. He might like the internet,
Mm-hmm.
so he may feel comfortable doing a virtual. You get what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But what about Jay the Great? He might be an outdoor person. He might don't mind take a trip to Miami on a weekend with his girl to come and sit
But
in and watch what's
but
going on. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, remember, when you do certain thing, it's like you start to cater to a certain type of group.
uh-huh.
You get what I'm saying? And even
Mm-hmm.
though that side you might cater to that type of group,
Mm-hmm.
but then you have guys who are not even who don't have the money, that they'll
Mm-hmm.
make sure that they can get the money in time to show up, but it's
Mm-hmm.
not something that were in their budget. You get what I'm saying? So I wouldn't say it wouldn't. You just have to give it a shot. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you can start at a meet and greet first, something
But
smaller, and then lead up to something big. You get
see,
what I'm saying?
but see, here's the thing, and I know you said this before, and here's the thing to me about meet and greet. It's just something about meet and greet. It just don't sit right with me, because I feel like a meet and greet is more personable. Like, they're just there to meet you. I'm nobody. I'm not here. Like, listen, I wouldn't put together the whole purpose of me. If I were to do this, the whole purpose would be for people to spend a day or two and network. You're in the room with everybody you need to be with. So
Hmm.
all the companies we talk about, the people we talk about, the people in those positions that can push buttons, you're in the whole purpose of going to a seminar is to be in that room with all those people at once. You got 2 days to rub shoulders, shake hands, and get business cards of everybody. Because once you go back to your home market, this company is based out of here, this company is based out of there, that company is based over there, this company is based here, they're there. Mark's in Chicago, Kirk's in PA, Vic is wherever he's at, the box truck couple's where they're at, QB is where, you see what I'm saying? So now everybody is here in this one place. All right? I
Hmm.
got to go there and I got to get busy. I got 2 days to get busy. It's not
Hmm.
about meet and greet, come shake hands with Mark, take a few pictures, man. To hell with me. You see what I'm saying? If I'm doing something, I want my name is on it. So I want to make sure that I can sleep at night. Like, you know what? I got everybody here. So if a person
Hmm.
spends $2,000 and they complain that, man, I flew out to that Mark seminar, man, and man, I ain't getting nothing now. I'm gonna challenge you. I'm gonna say you a damn lie. because this company's here, this company's here, this company here, every single logistics company was here. C.H. Robinson was here, Flock Freight was here. They had a booth. They was in the South Wing. So and so had their booth over there. They had their booth over there. I'm gonna have video. It's gonna be documented, like you say, and I'm gonna call them a goddamn lie. You see what I'm saying? A meet and greet is just, to me, it's just meeting and greeting. Like a meet and greet to me is like when you go to a Cameron concert, like those type of artists, like old artists that's washed up. You go see the concert, and then before the concert, they have a meet and greet. You know, you could take a picture like Chris Brown for $1,000. You know what I'm saying? You can watch it. Like, man, Beyonce ain't doing no meet and greets. You know what I'm saying? Beyonce ain't doing no. You're not meeting Beyonce. Beyonce getting over $1 million a show. She's not meeting you. She doesn't need to meet you. She doesn't need that little extra revenue stream. And even the artists that do the meet and greets for free, they have to do it because they're washed up, so they have to interact with the people.
Right.
You know, I got free VIP passes to do the meet and greet. Man, I don't nobody want to meet me. Listen, if I do it, I'm doing it so you can be in the room with everybody all at one time, so you can work your number. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying, like, man, it's gotta be worth it. For person spending their bread, I understand, man. Listen, and here's the thing: if I were to do it, it's gonna be here in Chicago, not because it's easier for me. It's because everything is here. Most of the corporate low board companies that people use are here. They're here.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So why would I go do a seminar?
How far are you away from C.H. Robinson? How far are
C.H.
you from
Robinson, C.H. Robinson is like 3 miles from me.
Right.
Flock Freight, they not far from me. And guess what? They just laid a bunch of people off. I heard Flock Freight only got a few more months of cash, and they might be out of here. I know it's one of your favorites, Kurt. I know it's Flock Freight, one of your favorites, but
trust me. You know I sit on the chairman board.
Yeah, Flock Freight.
I got all the news.
Yeah, so Flock Freight, they only got a few more months of cash, man, and they may be out of here. So, yeah, most of those companies are based here. So it would make it easier, for me to get people on board, because I could go to a sponsor and look, like, this is my first thing I'm sponsoring. I don't have a history of doing it, but guess what? We're hosting it here, so it won't take much capital for you to fly to Georgia, fly to Texas, fly to California. It's here, so it's basically you guys can set up your booth. It's in the city. You don't have to expense out representatives to come here and set up. It's right here. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's the beautiful thing about being in Chicago. A lot of these logistics companies, well, a lot of the brokerage firms are here. Now, logistics companies are based all over the place, but I have a relationship with quite a few of them that, I'm pretty sure I can get some people on board, and but it has to be worth, to me, I have to make sure it's going to be worth the while of the attendees. And I don't know, Kurt, I'm just not sold on a meet and greet. I think, to me, I think a meet and greet to me is basically what we're doing. You're going to come look at me. I'm going to look at you. We're going to shake hands. We're going to talk. And then you're going to see me on Sunday on live again. To me, I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? That's weird to me. And I'm not knocking anybody that does it, but I don't feel like I'm a person that a person should want to pay to come see. Straight up and down. You could just come see me. If I'm going to do a seminar, it's going to be a real seminar, like how, man, people be going to these other seminars. Like a real seminar, you got to put the lanyard around your neck. You got to get checked in and all that. You see what I'm saying? You got to come and register. Yeah, I'm here representing ABC Logistics. It's just, okay, well, you got the conference pass. Your conference pass only allows you into the conference. You get to see the booth, and you get to go see select panels. You didn't select the VIP pass that gives you access to the event later, where all the companies are going to be here, and it's going to be a private dinner, and Taylor Swift is going to perform, and You know what I'm saying?
What
Like one of those types of seminars. Like, oh, do that.
what does the chat say? What is the result of the poll?
Uh, the poll, 21 people voted. It's 51 people in here. 21 people voted. 76% yes, 24% no. You can raise money. You can raise money by renting out space for vendors. Also have sprinter vans to bring. So the whole thing of throwing a seminar, you really don't have to raise money. You just do corporate sponsors. You sell packages. Basically, like you said, the logistics companies, the brokers would set up booths, and they would have to pay for those booths. So that's not really the issue. If I took the time to put the work in, maybe hire an event coordinator to kind of help me along the way, um, that could be done. But I'm just reiterating what I said earlier, going back to what I said earlier. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think the space is there yet for this type of event. I just don't think it. I don't think it. And in order for me to have confidence on a successful event of that magnitude, I would have to bring in key figures and key companies to attract people to want to spend. Just the box truck community alone ain't gonna get it. It's not gonna get it. I would have to incorporate gig economy. I would have to incorporate hot shots. I would have to incorporate cargo vans all alongside with the box truck. Box truck ain't gonna get it by itself. Box truck is just not big enough that I think it can hold. Maybe you know what? I'm thinking big. I'm thinking in a convention center. Maybe in a smaller venue. Maybe you know what I'm saying. But I just don't think the mindset is there yet, man. I just don't think so, bro.
Yeah, that's what
I
I'm saying. On a smaller event, not. I think work your way up to that level of the convention center, but start small because you don't want to. Again, you know that you can't really dump too much information at once, especially
mm-hmm.
when you have people that are not prepared to take it at that level. So starting out small, you know, because you're talking about the convention type of stuff you're talking about. You're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars. You get what
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
saying?
Like Miss Wanda said, McCormick
So
Place. Miss
so
Wanda, I
so
can't afford the McCormick Place. I ain't finna lie to you. Like
so
they had a.
so when so so when you pitch it to me and I said if you were supposed to invite YouTubers to come and be
Mm-hmm,
a part of your panel, right?
mm-hmm,
Let's say if all of us were supposed to go on the panel and have a discussion for 2 days,
mm-hmm,
you would have to pay those YouTubers a percentage of what comes in rather than pay them an income. So if a guy say I'm gonna pay 5 grand and you're doing it for the first time, you couldn't do it like that because again, what if you don't make enough money to pay him 5 grand? You're still obligated to pay him 5 grand.
mm-hmm.
So
Right.
if you base it off the sales of the ticket and say, well, based off the sale of the ticket and once the expense come out, then you get a percentage of that. Then you get what I'm saying? You'd have to do it
Mm.
like that, or you just start small and then just scale it up to that level. You get what I'm saying?
When you say small, you're talking about like that meet and greet thing, right?
Maybe like no, not necessarily. Like you can still put a decent $20,000 conference that will still pull some weight in. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But if
I don't
you're
know.
talking about conventional center type of stuff, you're talking about, I mean, just to rent a space in in that area alone, gonna run you up in just in based on the hours and what you might need and what comes with it, what package sell with it. You're talking about in the 60s,
sixty
and that's
thousand.
just the space. Yeah, and that's just the space.
Yeah, I think more than that. Here, shout out to James for the super chat. Shout out to
Hmm.
James for the. Hold on, let me pull it up. Shout out to James for the super chat. I appreciate the knowledge. I learned something every time I check y'all out. I'm putting these gems to use. Appreciate the super chat. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of money. We got a few
Yeah,
options here.
but
Look,
if you do a Marriott, right?
mm-hmm,
You can do a Marriott, and then you can do also outside catering service, right?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And then you can get drink and consignment, where you get a bunch of champagne, and you're not gonna let people come to get drunk, so you buy a couple champagne, maybe, I don't know, some light beers or whatever. I mean, you don't really want people to come and drink, because they're coming to have a good time and learn something. But I'm just saying, those stuff on a consignment, where it's what sell you pay. You know, whatever doesn't sell you, take it back. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So and then you get a catering company that comes, cook the food, and do the catering service, and they can also get paid after, because then they're getting promotion off your company. You get what I'm saying? Off your event. You know what I mean? So
mm-hmm.
it's just different ways you can do it, that you still gonna spend money, but it's not gonna be on the level that you're talking about, and people can still come and have a good time. So even if you don't make no money and you break even, you still have that experience. So the next time you do it, you know how to package it and put it together. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, that's something. I've still been researching it from time to time. It's definitely something that needs to
Yeah.
be done, but it has to be done. It has to be done right. I'm
Mhm.
not. I think that whole meet and greet model that I've seen people do. I'm not really. I think those people do that more for personal financial gain than to actually. And there's nothing wrong with doing it, as a business model to make money, but you have to make sure that uh, the consumer, the attendee, is getting some type of value from it too. If you're able to make money, provide value, and think we lost you, Kurt. Hold on. Hey, Kirk, your camera, I don't know, your battery might have died. You still in the green room. I just can't see you or hear you. But provide value to the actual attendee, then that's fine. But I think a lot of people utilize it uh, for personal financial gain. Hey, Kirk, you disappeared, man. You gotta come back. But I see people in the chat. Salute, Mark. Continue to stand on principle. Everything you're saying is making sense to me. Yeah, I just wanted to, if I did it, if I were involved with it, what I'm saying, because it's gonna take more than just me. I would want it to, I would want it to be. I can't hear you. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm
Yeah,
here.
I just would want it to be. I just would want it to be right. The first time. So. But yeah, it's something,
Right,
Kirk.
right,
We gotta continue to just talk about. It's not something that's gonna happen this year for sure. You know what I'm saying? Um,
right, right.
but it's something that I think that we should continue to kick around from time to time. You know what I'm saying? And get other people involved. I've reached out to a few other people in the space as well. But in order for it to work, it's going to take a collective. It ain't going to just take me. It's going to take Kirk. Like I said, I've reached out to some other people. We all going to have to work together to pull it off. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. So with that note, uh, I think we can wrap this one up. I think we can wrap
Yes,
this one up.
sir. That was a it was a good live, man. So yeah, we'll keep we save some more stuff for next week.
Next week. Okay. Yeah, we'll come up
Yes,
with a
sir.
show next week. I'm gonna reach out to QB too and see. I know we said we're gonna get some guest hosts on to replace the troublemaker, Mr. Axel. I saw he was on live when we went on live a couple
Yeah,
hours
yeah.
ago. So I hope he's
Yeah.
Make sure y'all go follow Axel on Axel Live. Check him out. We ain't forgot about him.
Hmm.
I just don't want to, he exposing people. I don't want to get caught up in that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get caught up in that mess because I ain't built like Axel was in the Navy or the military, wherever he was at. He said he
Oh
was
man.
an ex-military, and I don't want to get caught up in that, man.
Axel said.
I'm
Axel said the guy
scary.
was a computer hacker.
I'm scared, and that's another thing, man. I don't want to fool with no hackers. I don't want nothing to do like he over there messing with hackers. I'm straight.
Oh
I
man.
don't want to mess with no hackers, man. Hackers,
Oh
no.
man.
Hackers is cool with me. I don't want no smoke. He over there messing with people. So as long as he over there
He
messing
said
with people,
that he he started the live today by saying that all information. This was his disclaimer.
man, listen. Hey man, hey man, he over there tweaking,
You tweaking.
and I know he probably watched it. Check it out. Hey, Axel,
Oh,
man, you tweaking.
You
Hey,
need to play the
hey,
R.
I
Kelly for
ain't.
him.
Oh, you want to play the R. Kelly for him?
That's stupid. Use your common sense.
Hey,
Oh
hey,
man.
Axel, you over there messing, calling out hackers, bro? Stop. I'm warning you now. Stop while you ahead.
Oh.
While the channel was still, you ain't on the radar right now. You ain't. So you can get away with it right now. But the moment you catch on and they get in the right person's hand and they share it with the right group of people and some eyes come over there and you putting people's.
Hey,
Hey man,
hey,
man,
hey,
let me
listen,
stop, man. Let me leave him alone, man,
Axel.
because he gonna.
You listen to Axel live, you would think Axel talking to about 4 million people.
Hey, I actually thought I wasn't watching Saturday night. He did a live Saturday night at about 10:30. It was
Oh man.
it was it was one viewer, and I'm assuming that one viewer was me, because I was.
Axel.
Hey man, check it out.
Axel.
I was sick
Oh man.
Saturday night, so I'm like, damn man, like I'm sick, so it's okay if I click on it on Saturday night because I'm sick. So I'm like, what could possess him to go live at 10, 11 o'clock on a Saturday night? Actually, if you watching this, listen, and this is fun and jokes, man. You my man, 100 grand.
Oh man.
This fun and jokes, but don't ever go live on a Saturday night that late again. One, no one's gonna watch it, right? Because everybody's out doing whatever
Hey,
people do on Saturday night. The only reason I was watching it
hey,
because I was sick. Two,
hey,
you don't want
the
people to
rabbit.
hold on. You don't want people to think. You don't want people to know you ain't got nothing else better to do on a Saturday night but go live.
Hey,
Even if I didn't
hey,
have nothing to do and I was bored to all wits, the last thing I'm gonna go do is click go live at 10:30, 11 on Saturday night so they could be like, damn, Mark ain't got shit to do on Saturday night.
hey, Mark.
Hey man, dog. I'm like, man, is this man live right now?
Oh
It's
man.
10:30, 11 o'clock on Saturday night, man. This man ain't got nothing to do. Hey man,
Hey man.
stop
Hey man. The
exposing
rabbit hole
yourself,
go
man.
deep, man. The rabbit
Hey
hole go
man.
deep.
Hey bro. Hey
Hey
man.
Mark.
Hey, you tweaking. Hey man. Hey man.
Hey
Ain't
Mark.
nothing in this world gonna possess me. I ain't gonna never be that bored that at 11 o'clock on Saturday night. I'm gonna be like, man, let me just go live. You think I'm gonna set
Hey man.
myself up? Damn man, Mark
Hey
ain't got
man.
no
Listen,
chicks. He
man.
ain't got nothing to do. He live
Listen.
this Saturday night. Hell no, bro. You better go
Hey Mark. Hey Mark.
Netflix and
The rabbit hole go deep, man.
go take a cold shower or something. Shit, man. You better go do something.
Oh
Shit.
man.
Man, let me get up out of here, man. This man.
Axel be talking like he's talking to 4 million people, man. Oh man.
Hey, man.
He said he said tonight, he said this video is for the United States FFC, the IRS.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Oh
Oh,
man.
oh, man. Shit. Oh, man, dog. I clicked on
Oh
that
man, you
live.
can.
I ain't never seen nobody live. When I go on Lou, I was like,
Oh
live.
man.
I clicked on it. It was like one viewer. I'm like, damn, that's me. Shit. I'm the only one in this goddamn place. I'm like, hell no. Let me. I watched it though, man. I hit the like button too, man. I always hit the like button, man. So,
Oh man.
hey, man, shout out to
Axel
Axel,
is
man.
something else, man.
Axel
Go
live, man. You
subscribe to
know,
Axel, man, and
go
hit the like
subscribe,
button.
man. Go subscribe, man. He sneak he sneaked this Saturday night too. Like, I know people don't want to talk about this stuff. Those box truckers, those guys in those box trucks. I'm like, damn, is he sneak this to the kid, man? Damn, he
Oh
sneaked this to
man.
the kid. Those box truck guys, they don't want to talk about it, so I'm going to talk about it. I'm like, all right, go on with your bad
he
self.
said.
Go on with your
He
bad
said.
self.
He said tonight. Tell me why this lady is a cheerleader
Hey
and why
man,
she's the beneficiary of a company.
man,
I'm
hey
like,
man,
and I'm
hey
like,
you,
he's like, wait until the U.S. government get a hold of this. I'm like,
man. I was
Jesus,
watching that. I had to click off of it because we had
how
to
could
go
I do
live
this,
at 8.
man?
But I watched it. Actually, if you watch it, I watched this much of it as I could. But at 7:55 I had to click off because I had to come do this live. But man, I'm
Oh
putting
man.
I'm not no listen. I'm not a hater, so I want you to go subscribe, watch the content. I just don't, me and him, I told him I don't agree with it. But man, I still, gonna promote him. I ain't no
Mark.
hater.
If Axel was here, he would tell you, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what he would tell you, Mark.
He is here.
He
I
would
know
tell
he here.
he, he would tell you, Mark, the rabbit hole go deep.
Man, but see, here's the thing. I watched and he was like, man, he kept showing these
Oh
slides and
man.
he was like, I'm like, okay, get to it. Get to it. I gotta go back and watch it because he didn't get
Oh
to it
man.
in enough time for me. But he was showing the guy. He was at the podium. Then he showed this other
See, you on
guy.
the
And
internet, Mark, you on the internet, man. You gotta also, if you're not doing a little exposing as a YouTuber,
exposing what? What am I? What is it to? Like,
you
I'm
gotta
not here
find
to.
out who have 6MC, man.
Man, he was showing these people they got 98 drivers and no vehicles. So in my head, I'm like, well, maybe they just a company that they have the authority and the owner operators lease on and use their authority to run
Right.
loads. So I didn't watch the whole video, but up until the part where I watched prior to us coming onto this live,
Yeah.
I just didn't. He kept it reiterating 98 drivers but no vehicles. So I'm like,
Hey,
okay,
you know
maybe
what's
it's.
crazy? You know what's crazy? When he
Uh,
was here the other night and Young World break it down for him, he literally pushed Young World to the side.
yeah. Oh,
He's
and that's
like,
another thing.
he's like,
Uh,
he pushed Young World to the side, like, watch out the way. By the way, how long you been driving truck?
oh yeah, he
Young
kind of
World trying to
shushed him.
talk some sense into him.
He
He's like,
kind of shushed
move out
him.
the way.
Yeah, he
Oh
kind of
man.
shushed him. Yeah, he kind of shushed him. But yeah, we ain't gonna do that. I talked to Kirk earlier. I said that whole debate. I said, man, yeah, I was tweaking that night. Now that I thought about it over the weekend,
No, we ain't gonna do that.
that's not a good look, man. That's not a good look because it was going to end up it was not going to end up like I watched that live. It was either Friday or Saturday. I literally watched that live in my head. I watched it, and all I
The
saw
lie with me
was
and him.
this is all I saw, and it just wasn't going to go good. It wouldn't have been no mediating that. Kirk would have never gave him an opportunity to talk. Kirk would have just kept going. It just wouldn't have ended good, man. So we're not going to do that. We're not
He
going to
get
do that.
upset at you and said that I'm coming at him. He's such a crybaby.
You say you're against him. You say you're against
Yeah.
me. I watch your channel. You're against me. You're against me. I, you know.
Oh man.
Well, I can
Hey,
be honest with myself. I'm against what he's doing. I don't agree with what he's doing, but like I've publicly said that to him, and he knows it.
hmm
He's my man. But I still go, subscribe and if you want the
Mark,
exposing, he's doing it.
Mark, guys, if you want to see how deep the rabbit hole goes, go watch Axel live, man.
He
That's all
got,
I'm gonna say.
but here's the thing: he has a good, like, his show is, for him to be handling everything, engineering it all himself,
Mhm,
all simultaneously while doing the show. He puts a lot of
mhm.
time into the
The,
layout
hey,
of the show.
hey, let me show you how detailed Axel is with his live, right? Even even a slide, he be telling y'all next slide,
Yeah, he says
next
next
slide.
slide. Yeah, he's serious about that. Like, he's serious. He's
He's
serious.
like,
Like,
look
when he's
at,
doing the show, he's serious. I'm looking at him like, man, next slide. Yeah, I'm
oh
like,
man,
damn. He said next slide. I'm like, oh shit, this man is serious. He's mad.
oh man,
Uh, Today was talking
oh
about
man. Shout out
hit.
to Axel, man. Shout
Yeah,
out to
shout out to
Axel.
Axel. Yeah, shout out to Axel. So, all right, man, that's the show for the night, guys. I will see you guys Thursday night. You doing the show Wednesday, Kirk, or no?
I don't know, man. I might jump on a live, me and Terrence, man. We all here.
Okay,
I
yeah,
might
you
just
should do a
stay
pop up.
and jump on yours Thursday, man. You know what I mean? I
Okay,
don't know.
all right,
You know
all
what I
right,
mean?
all
But
right.
yeah,
So
man. But this was a good one, man. All
this
right.
was a good love. This is a good live. So, all right, y'all. Appreciate y'all. We will see y'all next Monday. We're out. Hit that like button on your way out. Peace.